Fire the intro!
Ichi Studios!
Whoops. One of the music files didn't play.
So you didn't, in fact, fire the intro?
BluePopStream!
There it goes. Alright, welcome to BluePopStream! I am excited for several reasons. First off, very special guest with me today. Please introduce yourself.
I am also excited. Oh, wait. My name's Fox.
Hi, also.
Yeah. You might call me Alfonso So Excited. Alfonso Excited.
There you go. That sounds like a real player name.
Yeah.
Alright, so, first off, this is my first stream from my brand new setup. I have moved into a new apartment, I have a dual PC streaming setup, and it's just tricked out. Anyone who saw my photos on Facebook knows that it is glorious, and it's even better since I posted the photo.
It doesn't look any different. Oh, wait. That's my apartment.
Yeah.
I can't see your apartment.
Secondly, the reason we are streaming today is because Final Fantasy XIV, one of our favorite games of all time, is going to be announcing some big things today, reportedly.
Game is canceled. See you later.
Fuck! Now,
Well-
they never out and out confirmed it, but the most popular theory going around is that today they're going to be announcing the next major expansion.
Wait. People are thinking, we're not getting it. You realize it's going to be like, everybody please look forward to this new hat.
They did explicitly tweet out that it's okay to have high expectations. Yeah, I don't have any sound padding up, Dave, yet. So, apologies if audio is a little weird, but the place is slowly coming together. Thanks for joining us, though. How does everything look and sound otherwise, though? This is my first stream with the new setup. But yes, so we have assembled here about a half hour early before this thing starts so we can talk about how excited we are and our predictions and our wants and all sorts of stuff about the game. Dave, you're not getting feet pics! Alright, so... Oh, it's Kevin, right in time! Hello?
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Who else is
Hello.
showing up?
I don't know. I just extended an open invitation to whoever wanted to show up.
Fair enough.
Could
But
be-
yes, we're already live.
It could be Alfonso Excited. Could show up.
It
Can-
could
where's
be
the
you.
link? Where is the link to this? Can you please send it to me so I can post it? Or I could just hit share.
Yeah. You can just share the link from my Facebook. Alright, so, in terms of where we are in the game, just so people have context for what we're talking about. Dave, we're in the Warriors of Ammolight Discord. It's the server I started for Final Fantasy XIV players. If you want in, let me know and you can join. But yeah, with regards to where we are in the MSQ, I am fully caught up. As of last night, you have finished 5.3.
Yeah, I'm on 5.4 now.
And Kevin, I believe you are still mid-base Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Alright, so I thought we'd get together early a little bit to talk about our predictions, our wants, our hopes, our dreams, and what's probably not going to happen.
I think that most likely we should be aiming for the things that we realistically think that we might actually get.
Yeah.
And the minimum amount of things that we could get where we would not be upset.
Yeah. And I believe you and Pura in our server have some bingo cards you're going to be playing.
Would you like me to read off for the stream what the bingo card categories are?
Sure, read off a couple of them.
Okay, well, mine, we've got slow, quiet music that turns into metal.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi P says no Beastmaster, but here's Beastmaster.
He has been known to lie,
Savage content, but called by a different name.
which we've kind of gotten because there's Ultimate and Unreal and Extreme.
Someone who we knew wasn't dead is in fact not dead. To be, please, and I'll read a couple of Sam's one. New expansion abbreviates to SB. A
For
new
the third
race
time.
that isn't, yeah, a new race that isn't sexy. This is the gimme. No new Vieira hair.
Oh, probably.
New Primal that looks weirdly sexy.
Oh, for sure.
Lalafels are canceled.
I mean, that kind of happened in base game.
Yeah, I love that one. They were, yeah. I canceled a few of them myself through a window with my foot.
Okay.
I still want to make a Lalafell whose name is Field Goal.
I bet if you search, you'd find one.
Probably. Oh, this is pretty. It's huge. This thing is huge.
Oh.
The Crystal Tower Striker game. It is just as big in your house as it is in the
tosser. Oh, you got one?
Yeah, I did. I'm
Nice.
just trying to figure out how the hell I'm gonna fit this.
Greetings to our 7 viewers. Welcome. Okay, let's start talking predictions and wants. So, based on, I'll go over what are the more popular theories going forward. So, first off, there's been a lot of talk about Beastmaster being introduced as a limited job similar to Blue Mage. I could see that. The gimmick, instead of collecting spells, could be collecting different animals to use as your pet.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I would very much enjoy that.
Yeah, I could have my battle Spriggan.
Yeah. Based on the amount of jobs we have for each role currently, if you count Blue Mage, we have 4 tanks, 4 melees, 4 casters, but only 3 healers and 3 ranged DPS. So this leads me to think the new jobs for the expansion are going to be a ranged and a healer. And this leads into my next thought. Because of how invested in intrinsical to the plot of the 5.3 MSQ they were, I'm thinking the healer is going to be Apothecary. That's the most popular theory.
I'm thinking it's going to have, if I may add to your point, it's going to be Apothecary, Chemist, or Alchemist, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking. The other theory that I'm seeing a lot of people say that I really like the idea of is Time Mage. Because apparently, before Shadowbringers, Astrologian was themed around things like undoing damage for their healing and all kinds of other buff effects like reducing cooldowns and shit. But that was apparently taken out in the Shadowbringers build of Astrologian because now they only increase damage. So I feel like since they were taken from Astrologian, they could be given back to us in the form of Time Mage. Like they could have an ability that speeds up the whole party's cooldown. I think that would be super useful. In terms of jobs I would like to see, but will probably never fucking happen, my 2 top choices are and have always been Chocobo Knight and Blitzballer.
Yeah.
If we've gotten raids that have been based on other Final Fantasies several times already, let's get one based on FF10, and then we can have Blitzball.
New development. Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
No, go ahead.
This is unrelated to that at all. But if you put one of the arcade machines from Crystal Tower into your house, you can get MGP by playing it.
Oh, nice.
In your house.
Nice.
They're big.
Yeah.
This thing is huge, but it's awesome. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
But yeah, if the next expansion side raid content is FF10 themed, I would love to see Chocobo Knight and Blitzballer. Chocobo Knight is already kind of possible because Chocobos can fight and Chocobos can be ridden, so why not both at the same time?
I think Beastmaster would be the one I want the most.
Yeah. Let's see, what else?
I'm gunning for Blitzballer.
Right? How rad would that be? And that leads into my next want, Blitzball as a sport.
If you could have one or the other, what would you have? The sport or the class?
The sport, for sure.
Yeah.
Me, the class.
Yeah.
I mean, logically, if they program Blitzball as a game into the game, they already have the animations to make a Blitzballer class with.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If it had to be one or the other.
I love Blitzball as a sport, so I would just love to have that. Think how awesome it would be if we could all be on a Blitzball team together.
And then Ichi would be like, we would like come in between the halftime and he'd be like, okay, we missed that spike. Fucking embarrassing.
With whatever,
like kick a garbage can.
Yeah. whatever jobs we get, I feel like due to the 5.3 MSQ, Alphino and Alizé are going to switch to them.
They've like heavy-handed suggested that.
Our time will come.
Yeah.
I'm not going into too much detail because Kevin hasn't played that story yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Any other thoughts?
I would love more hairstyles for Vieira.
Yeah, I would love for Vieira and Hrothgar to be able to wear fucking hats.
You know what I would like? Male Vieira.
Yeah, that'd be
That
cool.
would be nice. Like, it would be cool in the trailer. This person turns around,
Just-
and it's like a Vieira with a beard. I'm like,
just-
yeah, that's what
Just
that's
like
what
the,
everybody's been.
the new races we get are just male Vieira and female Hrothgar. It would be such a cop-out, but at the same time, so many people would like it.
I know. Well, I wouldn't say it's a cop out. It's people like they said they were gonna. There's art for male Vieira, like
Yeah.
like
Oh, no one ever denied that
actual,
they
like,
existed.
concept art. Yeah, but it's kind of like I felt like they just at the last minute decided, like, let's not.
Yeah.
And
Um,
and people have been saying, like, when are we getting them? And they're like, I don't know.
on somewhat of a similar note, if we are going to get another new race this expansion, what do you think that might be? If it were not male Vieira,
Okay, so we're gonna go want or what we think it would be.
let's say both.
I wouldn't put it past it to put fucking Moogles as a playable class.
Interesting.
Like, can you imagine how many fucking people would go, shit, I want to play a Moogle and fucking buy the game? Like,
yeah,
they could
I
sell
mean,
that shit.
there's already a lot of Moogle-themed costume items, so you can make yourself look
Yeah.
like one. But
That is true.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Like, a lot of people probably love, like, the turtle people or the fish people.
Makojin, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone who's already been put in the game as a non-playable race is probably out of the running, which is sad because I would love to be able to play as the Numo.
I was gonna say, what about the Numo?
They're NPCs and Shadowbringers.
Yeah, so couldn't they be playable?
What I'm saying is anything that's already an NPC race in the game probably is not going to become playable because like
All right, you want to hear my?
Actually,
Do you want to hear my?
Go ahead.
You want to hear my dumbest idea of what they would put in?
Hmm.
A race of vampires like Vincent, and you just get to play emo humans.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Maybe like say it would function similar.
That was
to the
literally a
fucking
joke of. That was literally a joke of the worst thing I could think
Yeah.
of.
I was thinking it would function similar to like the Worgen from WoW, where like they would be a cursed race and they just have as a racial ability be able to transform into a demon.
Yeah.
In terms of what I think is likely, it's really hard for me to put a solid decision on one. But if I had my pick of any race in the Final Fantasy multiverse, it would absolutely be the Ukes from Crystal Chronicles, the fucking birds made of armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go for that.
I would love that. I love the Ukes.
I would go for that too. Yeah. Fuck, man, that's my want now. Like that's my dream of
Right?
what I want them to put in. But then I also don't because I don't want to fucking level an alt. Because for me to switch from being a Vieira, they have to put legit Fox people in. That's the only thing that would make me quit from change from being a Vieira.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there are any like Fox people in Final Fantasy that I can think of at least.
No,
Which
I know.
kind of sucks.
Well, that's why my character originally was Makote, because I'm like, oh, they're Fox-like. But then
Yeah.
I was like, they're also like fucking babies. Like, they're only slightly bigger than Lalafels. Like, they're tiny.
Yeah, it's because
And
they're
it's
supposed
like-
to be kawaii little cat girls.
Yeah, well, I'm Kawaii and I'm 6'4". I'm Kawaii 4'4".
Yeah. Let's see. In terms of new locations in the expansion, I'm thinking there are two possibilities, and it might be both: the Second Shard and Garlemald.
I think Garlemald's probably pretty likely because they're pretty much flirting with going there anyway.
Exactly. Thancred's been talking about in a mission into Garlemald,
Mm.
so I could see that finally being Because even though we've gone to alternate realities now, we still haven't even uncovered the entire world map in the source.
Yeah. Like and the thing is, we've already gone to another world and fixed another world's problems. Do we really need, like a third world, like
Yeah. But
especially right after the last one?
but what I will say, based on an optional side quest that you haven't completed yet, that I do think there is going to be some content with regards to restoring the void back to the 13th.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think that would be a thing. You know what? Okay, so they've already said that like we're nearing the end of the Asian storyline, right?
Yeah.
I think that once we kind of like Garlemald probably would be the big thing, and then like an expansion, like the seventh expansion or something like that, or no, sorry, the sixth expansion very likely is going to be dealing with that. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Okay, next expansion is deal with finish off the old stuff, finish off stuff in our world, and then later go back to another one when
Yeah.
it's still fresh.
Yeah.
Like don't have like the thing is it's going to feel like, okay, we just went to another world and fixed it, teleported to a different universe, and then let's do it again.
Yeah. No, I understand. It would seem a tad repetitive to do the
Yeah.
second shard already.
Now, keep in mind, if they tied up all the loose ends, got rid of all the Asians, got the Garleans under control, then it's like, okay, we're going to go to a brand new world. No Asians there, brand new villains, brand new everything. No like different, no different versions of the race. It's just we go to this place and nothing is familiar, and maybe we get a
Completely
race that we
alien.
haven't seen before. Yeah,
Yeah. I could see that.
yeah. Either way, it'd be cool if they gave us a race where it's like, we've not taken this from Final Fantasy, we've made something new.
Ooh,
Here are some foxes.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Just something
Or
completely
like,
original.
yeah, be cool. You know what would be cool? A race of like fucking demon people. That would be fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
not
the
based
Alra
on
kind of
anything.
have like demon horns, but they are like dragon people. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're more like they're more salamander based, I think.
Mm.
But that would be cool.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. One prediction I will make is I think that this new expansion we are going to kill Zodiac.
Well, how many gods have we killed so far?
Well,
Like, how many
primals
more
and gods, but yeah, it is.
How many? How many more do we have to kill before we get one free?
Yeah. Because the end of 5.3 said something about beginning the final chapter in the Tale of the Star, which is the term they use for the planet. So maybe some sort of world-ending, dare I say, cataclysmic event befalls the planet?
Maybe.
As much as we already ripped off Cataclysm with Bahamut blowing up Eorzea?
Yeah.
know.
Could be.
I
It
don't know.
could be. You never know.
Kevin, you haven't said much. Any thoughts?
I don't really have anything to really go off of. Like I said, the only thing I could really like ask for is a couple of new classes.
Okay, here's the question. Do you think if there's any new classes, what level do you think they're going to start at?
Oh, I already know. We can extrapolate that based on everything else. When Heavensward came out, the level cap increased from 50 to 60, and the 3 new classes started at level 30. When Stormblood came out, the cap was 70, and the new classes started at 50. And then when Shadowbringers came out, the cap was expanded to 80, and the new classes started at 60, meaning that the next expansion will get level cap up to 90, and the new classes will start at 70.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So that means we're going to get 90, we're going to get new abilities for all the classes?
Yes, so we're going to get the level cap increased to 90, and everyone's going to get another set of abilities, and probably the rotations are going to completely change again, just like they did with Shadowbringers.
Yay!
I just spent time learning all these classes, they're going to change them again!
Can I just stay maxed out for like 20 minutes? I'm going to go to the bathroom before this because if, I'm going to like lose my shit. I need to make sure that it's ready to go. I'll be right back.
Need to make sure that if we're about to piss our pants, we don't literally piss our pants. Hey, Neko's here. You can join us in the server and be part of the stream if you want. unless you're working.
Gorsh.
Gorsh. So yeah, you were talking about classes you wanted. Did you mention which classes you wanted?
No, nothing any specific. Like I said, I advocate for Blitzballer.
Right. I feel
Outside
like
of
we're the
that, I
only
don't
two.
really have any thing I'm looking for.
Oh, one thing I did mention is also in the 5.3 they hinted at possibly Necromancer.
Oh,
But I know that necromancy is kind of a huge taboo thing in Japan, or just like in the East in general. So maybe not, but that there was. I'm not going to go into detail, but there was something that pointed to the possibility of a necromancer. Oh,
I
let's
don't
find
know what I expect from it,
Mhm.
or if they could find some way to make it unique. I don't know what it would even play as, but maybe something like a soldier,
What do you mean by soldier?
like from 7. And you just have like those soldier class. I would assume it would be like a melee DPS, the kind of like Cloud and Zack, and
Yeah, we do have a broadsword wielding class already, though, so they'd have to do something different with it.
that's what I mean. Probably one that uses magic, because like if you're gonna base it off that from 7, they basically have full reign of melee attacks as well as magic.
Hmm. Another hybrid class like red mage. That's an interesting thought. Oh, speaking of new abilities for existing classes, one thing I would love to see Paladin get in the 80 to 90 set is a resurrection ability. Paladin can already do
Ooh.
almost everything. Let's just fill in that last gap. Summoner would... that's an interesting topic because when Summoner raised to 70, Summoner gained the ability to actually summon Bahamut. And then when the cap raised to 80, Summoner gained the ability to use Phoenix. So now that the cap's raising again, what do we think he's going to summon next?
Yoshi P. He's gonna show up and make people do a minstrel's ballad, or he's gonna make the boss do a minstrel's ballad, and they're just gonna quit out.
This is a long shot, but if they make his 80 to 90 summon Alexander, I'm playing the class.
That's all of a sudden Ichi's like, oh no, it's the best class in the game.
Well, I'm a summoner main now.
Yep.
Oh, Neko's
Let
like,
me
I can be a Nekomancer.
Nice. I don't think we're gonna get Necromancer because Yoshi P won't want to put an evil class in. That's why he didn't want to put Thief in.
You know,
It's like his is the
they're
Warrior of
rogue.
Light, level 80 Thief.
Yeah, they're called rogues.
Let me tell you a little story that happened to me earlier today. So I'm running one of those places, a level 80 dungeon. I forget what it's called, but it's that big temple, and you got it. Anyway, so we're running in. I'm doing my tanking. I'm a paladin. And this guy goes, "Hey, I'm the tank." And for a brief second, I was like, "Wait, am I not? Wait, no, I'm a paladin. What the fuck?" And I look at him, and he's a red mage, and I'm like, "Red
What?
mages are tanks now?" He says. He goes, "Yes, I am the best tank. You don't need to, you don't need to worry." And I'm like, "Okay." I literally, like, as we're running toward it, I stop. I turn off my iron will, and I say, "Go nuts! You're the tank now." And then he stops. He turns to me and says, "Okay, no, don't. You should tank this one. I'll get the next one." Like, he was just trolling, and I don't think he expected for me to call his bluff. Like, go on, go ahead and tank.
What reason is there to not call him out? Why would he think otherwise?
Like, I don't know, I think people like humoring him or something, but I'm like, man, if he had run in, things would all be on him and wouldn't stop till he was dead. Like, nobody would have been able to pull it off of him.
Oh my god.
Right, I don't care about the chat. I'm going full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm switching. I'm actually going to switch to the Final Fantasy one, so I see it at real time.
Yeah.
Normally I go into like theater mode to just sort of keep up with the chat, but there are some streams where I was like, wait a minute, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was expecting for you guys to watch it on your end, and then I'm just live streaming it with our voices.
Yeah.
They actively tweeted out, yeah, go ahead and co-stream it. We wanted you to. Tweet minutes. Oh, one other thing that I haven't mentioned yet, the name of the expansion. Because of recent filings for trademarks, the top theory is that it's going to be called Forspoken.
Well, no one's gonna call it that. You know what we're gonna call it?
FS?
Horspoken.
Oh.
I was
Tell
gonna
me
say
that people aren't
SB.
gonna call it. Tell me people aren't gonna call it Horspoken.
Yeah. More like snore spoken.
I'm gonna call it SB3.
Which is because the actual abbreviation will be FS.
Right?
Final Fantasy fuck shit.
Final Fantasy fucking shit.
Alright, once again, thanks to everyone who's tuning in. Oh, it's Sam! You made it!
I made sure to end my D&D session early for you guys.
You made it
Hey.
just in time. You missed our whole
What?
discussion about
Just-
predictions.
About what?
We were talking about predictions and wants.
Oh, well, you guys already saw my bingo card.
I
You-
printed it out actually, and I
Did
read
you?
some of them.
I
read
already
some of
got
them.
one. The thing isn't even out yet, and I already got one.
What was it?
That there would be a sale for 50% off the entire collection.
Oh yeah, of course. Real
Is
quick
that
before
on?
this, real quick before this starts, do you want to talk about what you predict / want out of the new expansion?
I predict mediocrity. That way I can only be happy.
What?
If I predict the worst, and it's the worst, then my predictions were right.
I was
if I
saying that.
predict the best, then I can only get let down.
I was gonna predict that, like, they're like, "Hi, I would like to thank you all. Here's a new hat, and hope to look forward to the next expansion soon."
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% what I'm thinking it's gonna be. Cause like, you know, I
Oh,
guess I
here
have
we go.
no hope for these big
Here we
companies.
go. Oh,
Okay,
oh.
hold on. I'm gonna
Here we go.
mute.
Here we go,
you guys.
boys! And Sam.
I'm gonna mute you guys. Wow. That black screen though.
Alright. Creative Business Unit 3?
Did she leave the call?
Yes.
No, what the fuck?
Right?
Yo, Dante from Devil May Cry series? Jackpot!
If this is not Ardbur,
Oh, that's the Warrior of Darkness. Is that an Asian robe?
he's on the moon. He's on
Yeah!
the fucking moon.
The moon!
Space, space.
Finally!
I literally said space as one of my categories.
Hold on, I'm refreshing this.
The final days were
Oh, the final days, I heard.
its lands rent by
It's not
tooth
coming through my
and
headset.
claw.
Oh! Is that Jose? Hold on, I gotta reconnect my headphones. I like that new uniform she's got. That's Paladin. Whoa, what's this? Oh, there's a new class! Alphino's got floating hologuns! What is this?
He's got fin funnels.
Right?
Ooh, there's the new range DPS!
Yo, new types? Let's go.
Yo!
Somebody else said fin funnels in the chat.
Past the far edge of fate. Ring
There's Xenos.
blades dark.
Oh, look, it's somebody who thought we knew wasn't dead isn't dead again.
Yep.
The coming of the end.
He is on the moon. Jesus Christ.
Yep. He's a
thought
paladin
we were
for
just
this
clowning.
expansion. Holy shit. Logo? Logo!
Oh no.
Endwalker. I guess it's not Forspoken.
Space.
Shit. So this is Final Fantasy XIV Moonraker.
Final Fantasy 14 universe.
Guess I've got my time to finish Shadowbringers.
Whoa!
Oh,
Endwalker.
I need that new
Endwalker.
ranged class. It looks like Alizé didn't change though.
No.
Well. Pretty exciting.
Are they giving us anything else, or is this it?
Oh no, he's here to talk.
Oh
stuff.
no.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。Hi guys, my name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy 14. Bonjour à tous et enchanté. Je suis Naoki Yoshida, producteur et réalisateur du Final Fantasy 14.
Is the
Is he
audio not
speaking
coming?
French?
No, that was English.
Naoki Yoshida,
Is the audio not coming to my headset?
from Final Fantasy XIV というわけで、4言語で挨拶してみました。
I gotta-
よろしくお願いします。
I have to mute you, Ichi.
Okay.
ちょっとね、今日
Because
会場
I'm
に
hearing
ね
double.
観客いないので、ちょっとコメントを全部言うつもりか、Twitch も YouTube もコメント返してもらってるんで、すごいたくさんいる。ありがとうございます。じゃあ早速新情報発表会、お届けしようと思うんですが、
Is he speaking Japanese
グローバ
now?
ル対応なので僕一人ではとてもじゃないけどさばききれないので、
Yeah.
今日僕のね、
Yeah.
心強いトランスレーター呼びたいと思います。
Give me a sec. I'm trying to.
Is it
fix the audio.
subtitled for you?
コージフォックス
No.
です。
He said Fox.
コージよろしくね。
Hello, everyone. On behalf of our producer and
That was
director,
an English
Naoki
guy.
Yoshida, I'd like to
I like
welcome
that
you
shirt.
all to the announcement showcase for everyone here and watching around the world. My name is Michael Christopher Koji Fox, and today I will be Yoshi-P's English voice.
ありがとうありがとう。さすが英語上手だね。
Yeah, I'm pretty good at English, just kind of.
So many comments.
They're going too fast. I can't see.
いやーすごいね。ありがとうございますありがとうございます。
Yes, thank you very much.
まあ例年だと、まあ、今回新情報発表会っていうのをねわざわざやるのはやっぱりこう世界中でどうしてもね広がってしまっている新型コロナウイルス、の対応ということでなかなかファイナルファンタジー14ファンフェスティバル必ず大規模に世界中でやってるんです
I'm
け
gonna
ど、まあそれが
restart my
できてない。
streams because I'm trying to fix the headphone audio.
So usually
今回は日本で映画館を借りてですね皆さんにファイナルファンタジー14の最新情報これからの未来をお届けしていこうと思います。
because there are people around the world putting out their most to fight this pandemic and make sure that it doesn't spread any further, we've decided to hold this announcement showcase here in a theater in Japan to do our part.
まあパッチ5.2 から 5.3 の間に約2ヶ月半から3ヶ月止まってしまうっていう状況があってどうしても今日発表させていただいた次なるファイナルファンタジー14の拡張エンドウォーカーっていうのもやっぱりちょっと時期がずれていってしまってます。
As you remember, back around right around the development between patch 5.2 and 5.3, because of the pandemic, we had to slow down our development for about 2.5 to 3 months. And because of that, that has affected the release date of Endwalker.
ですので今日はですね、ファンフェ
I
スティ
still
バル
think
の
fall is
初公
soon
演
enough.
1回目プラスアルファぐらいで、
So it's fall this
聞いてい
year?
ただければ
I missed that.
デジタルファンフェス
Oh
も
yeah,
あります
fall this year.
今回と
Okay.
そのデジタルファンフェスと2回
If
に
they
分け
were on a
て
normal
この最
schedule, I
新
would have
拡張エン
expected
ドウォー
summer,
カ
but
ー行
fall
列の
is
フィナーレ
fine.
のお話をしていこ
Right?
うと思います。
So today, we'd
Like I
like
said,
to
just
treat
more
this
time for me to
announcement
finish
showcase
Shadowbringers.
as our first big fan festival, like the keynote announcement that we have at our first fan festival. And then, of course, later in the year, we're going to have our digital fan festival, and there we'll be releasing even more information.
はい、というわけで今日は可能な限り、新情報をお届けしていきたいと思います。
Right, and so today we're going to try to tell you as much as we can.
さあ、まずはですね、トレーラー先ほどご覧いただきました。まだまだティザートレーラーではありますが、世界のね週末を思わせるような、
So excited for that
惨状
new
が
class.
巻き起こっていました。
So
Right,
you just
me
saw
too.
our first teaser trailer, and even though it was a teaser, it was filled with lots of exciting information about
Let me
Endwalkers
know if the
and
echo's
the
fixed.
second coming of the final days.
どうやらね、暁の面々はそれに光の戦士もそうですけど、対抗しているような様子が描かれてましたね。
And we saw how the Warrior of Light and members of the Scions were, again, battling against the coming of the final days and trying to prevent it.
というわけで、こちら、ファイナルファンタジー 14 6.0 エンドウォーカー行月のフィナーレと呼びます。今年2021年秋を目指して開発を進めております。
And so, our newest expansion, 6.0 Endwalker, is slated for release in fall of 2021.
そういえば、工事、ファイナルファンタジー14 9.1.0 からね、ずっとスタッフとして参加してくれてるよね。
Right, yeah, I've been around since 1.0. So,
今日実際この放送を見てくださってる方にも多分ね1.0からやって
there's
くださって
probably
る
a
方
lot of players watching today as well that have been around since 1.0.
I technically
コ
was.
メントを見ると
I played the beta of 1.0 and I played a little bit of 2.0 and then I put the game down and didn't pick it up until 5.0.
おーすごいたくさんいらっしゃいますね。ありがとうございます。このアートワークですね、実は 1.0 の時に似たような構図のアートワークがございます。若き日のね、光の戦士なのかな。
If you recall, there is a similar type of artwork that we had back from 1.0, back when the Warrior of Light was a lot younger, but doing a similar type of pose.
はい、ぜひね、ちょっと見比べていただくのも意図的にね、ちょっとその成長というかね、軌跡を照らし合わせてみたので、そういったところもね、見ていただけると嬉しいかなと思います。
We'd like players to take a look at this and remember back to that 1.0 Warrior of Light and see how he has moved forward and see how he has developed over the years.
まあ僕もね、年取りましたね。
Yeah, we've also come along in years as well.
というわけで今回、このなんだろうプロモーションでね頑張っているこう光の戦士、今回は主役ナイトジョブに、ジョブチェンジして活躍してくれそうです。
And so as you can see here, our Warrior of Light, he will be fighting this expansion as a paladin.
さて、
Hooray!
では早速中身について触れていこうと思うんですが、こういうタイミングいつも
Yeah,
ストーリーのお話からするんですけど、
Okay, so now we want to get into a little bit more of the content of Endwalker. And usually at this point in the keynote, we'll start talking
So
about
that means the
story.
expansion short notes are going to be
さっきね、ト
ew!
レーラーの中に気になるシーンがあったと思うの
Instead of
で、
SB, it's
最初は
EW.
こちらの情報から今回行こうかなと思います。
But as you saw in the trailer, there is something that was very important, and we want to touch upon that before
New
we get to the
class!
story.
Yes! Here we go!
今回もですね、
Or unless that was the new
新たな
healer.
ジョブを、複数、まあ2つ
Yep.
なんですけど、このエンドウォーカーで2つのジョブを実装させていただこうと思います。
So for Endwalker, we are planning the release of multiple jobs, 2 new
Oh,
jobs.
2 new jobs.
前
Okay.
回の思い出すとですね、ファンフェスでこうジョブを発表していった時にですね、
Damn it.
ヒーラーがいねえぞと。
I heard
いうの
healer!
をですね、世界中のプレイヤーの方から言われまして、
I heard healer.
So at past Fan Festival, when we announced the new jobs, we had a lot of feedback from players all around the world saying that we didn't have enough healers and we needed new healers.
Yes,
な
new
ので
healer!
まず
Is that the
今
one
回は
Alpha Nova's
先
in?
に今回実装する2つの新しいジョブのロ
Hi,
ールを、お伝えしてしまおうと思います。
We're watching the live
So
stream.
before we get into which new jobs we're going to be releasing,
on
we
right
want to
now.
tell you at least which roles those
It's
two
in,
jobs
it's in
will
the
be.
general chat.
はい、もちろん一つは、世界中からご要望いただいたヒーラーを新たなジョブとして、一つ実装させていただきつつ、
This is,
もう
Yo-
一つ
this is
は
Yoshi P!
近接物理 DPS を実装する予定です。
And so the first role will be healer, and the second will be melee DPS.
New melee?
ちょっとね、予想
Why?
ネットのを見てたんですけど、なぜかですね、力士が実装されるんじゃないかっていう予想が結構見えてて、どっからその予想が出てきたのかすごい不思議なんですけど。
So we've been checking out,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
the new job is the healer.
how what people have been speculating the new job to be, and the guesses have been kind of off for the most part.
When you make a story about apothecary, what else are we gonna guess?
DPS ってことは力士だろ待ってたみたいなことはあるんですけど、力士ではございません。
So yeah, we're not talking
No,
about
we
any
just started.
sumo wrestlers for that melee DPS. It will be something different.
今回トレーラーに登場していた、ア
What,
ル
did
フ
I
ィ
miss
ノ
something?
彼がまさに新ジョブへとジョブチェンジしております。
Oh,
so,
no.
as you saw in the trailer, it is Alfino that has changed into that new job specific to Endwalker.
今日はですね、その2つ実装するジョブのうち1つ、ヒーラーの新ジョブについてご紹介していこうと思います。
So today, at this announcement showcase, we'll be revealing one of the two new jobs, and that will be the healer job.
Oh,
で
we're
は
not
早
talking
速
about the
で
other
はあ
one.
りますが、その新ヒーラージョブの、動画をご用意してありますのでご覧いただきましょう。
And so, rather than explaining it, we'd first like you to show you a video of that healer
Yes.
job in action. Here we go.
New healer is. Oh, I like. Oh. What do we call you? Scientist, doctor? Oh, it's so cool! It's got lasers and they're in sumo! Oh, the music's so good. Oh, look at that shit! There's the battle pose or the victory pose. Oh, Sage.
Hi.
Sage. I like it. I like it.
今回ですね、行月のフィナーレ、新ジョブ第1弾は魔力を込めた武器を、操る賢者
Oh, I
と
like
いう
it.
ジョブ名
I
に
like
なっております。
So, the first new job for Endwalker is Sage, sporting
Yep.
a unique ether-imbued weapon.
ちょっとね CG でもご紹介してアートと CG でご紹介していこうと思います。
We have some CG and some art that we'd like to show you.
まあかっこいいですね。14オリジナルの
What do they even
武器
call
を
those
操る
weapons?
ことになります。
So, as you can see, the weapon that the main arm that the Sage will be using is a Final Fantasy XIV original.
まあアルフィノがどのようにこの新ジョブにねジョブチェンジしていくのかというのはメインストーリーの方で語られていきますので、そこはねスト
Sam
ー
in
リ
the
ーの
chat.
方を
Look
ご覧
who
いただ
isn't
ければと
wearing
思
a
いま
hat.
す。
So, why did Alfuno happen to take up this new profession? You'll have to play through the main story of 6.0 to find out.
はい。では賢者のその特徴を簡単にではありますがご紹介していこうと
Endwalker is
思
the
い
name.
ます。
So, now we'd like to give you a simple rundown of how the job actually works.
Ooh, here we
ま
go.
ず賢者の特徴、まあ一つ目、まあヒーラー、先ほどね
So
お
in
伝えしました
Japanese,
ロ
it's
ールは
Kenja.
ヒーラーとなります。
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned before, the role is going to be a healer.
白魔導士、学者、それから先生術師に続く第4
How does
の
this
ヒー
different
ラー
from
と
our
して、
pre-existing?
今回賢者が追加となります。
And so, Sage will be our fourth healer behind White Mage, Scholar, and Astrologian.
そしてですね、武器は
Weapon
剣具
Newlets
という14オリジナルになりますね、武器を使いま
Oh
す。
yeah, same.
As we mentioned before, the main arm for the Sage is going to be a Final Fantasy XIV original called the Newliths.
まあ魔力でこれを操作するっていう感じなんですけど、後ろにある4つの、武器、あれがグラフィックス変わっていろんな
I can't wait.
武器。
If it's Sage, I'm so curious
And
about their
so
job
this
quests now.
weapon is controlled by the ether, by the magic that the player has. And as you see, those four items back there, that is the weapon.
They
the
look
visuals
when
of
they're
those will
sheathed, they look
change
like
depending
robotic
on what
wings.
type
That's the
of
best
weapon.
part.
そしてですね、当然クラスの方は、ございません。ジョブからいきなりスタートとなります。
Of course, there's
And
no
as
start class.
has been the case recently, there is no required class, and you will start directly from the Sage job.
初期レベルに関しては、
It'll start at
70
70
から予定しております。
There it
And the
is.
starting level is planned to be 70.
It's because the level
いず
cap's
れ
going
か
up
の
to
です
90.
ね、ジョブがレベル70に到達していて、この行月のフィナーレ、エンドウォーカーの、拡張権利がついていれば、すぐにでもね、始められるようになってます。
And so there are two conditions for
No.
playing the Sage. One is that you have at least one job, one other job that is level 70 or above, as well as you have purchased the Endwalker expansion.
さあ、では、バトルイメージの方も 簡単にご紹介していこうと思います
So let's take a look a little bit,
Oh,
take a look
yeah.
at the battle style of the Sage.
今回実装となる賢者聖司はバリア
I
ヒ
love the
ーラ
fucking
ー
outfit.
という
I
役
love
割
it so
にな
much.
っております
So we look at the Sage as a barrier type healer.
Oh, so they do shields like Scholar.
今まで
Sick.
バリアヒーラーというのはですねまあ学者まあ白魔同士がねピュアヒーラーと呼ばれていて、学者バリアだったよねで今回なるほどじゃあ賢者はバリアヒーラーとして実装されるのねじゃあ先生術師はってなると思うんですけど
Okay, so as you know, we have our white mage, which can be considered a pure healer, and then we have our scholar, which is more of a barrier healer. And so if this time the sage is also going to be a barrier healer, then what's going to happen with astrologian?
ヒーラーはですね今回 6.0 から、ピュアヒーラー2ジョブそれからバリアヒーラー2ジョブという明確に区分したバランスで取っていこうと思っていて
Are they
先
changing
生術師
Astrologian?
を完全にピュアヒーラー寄りに、回収していきますこちらについてはですね後日また詳しくどう変わっていくのかお伝えしようと思ってますがロールとしてはヒーラーの中でもピュアヒーラーとバリアヒーラーが分かれていくというふうに思ってください
So, starting in 6.0, we are planning to make a clear distinction between pure healers and barrier healers. We want to have 2 pure healers and 2 barrier healers.
They're
And
changing
so,
Astro.
with 6.0, we plan on performing some retooling of the astrologian job to make the astrologian job a more pure healer.
もちろんですねレイドファインダーとかのマッチングもちゃんとピュアヒーラーとバリアヒーラーでマッチングするように、そちらにも手を加えていくつもりです
And this will extend to our matching in the raid finders to make a distinction between barrier healers and pure healers.
So they're splitting the healer role
コ
formally.
メントもものすごい勢いで
What do we see on the comments? They're going
Indeed.
so quickly.
Pure
早
healers
す
and
ぎ
shield
て
healers.
わからないよね
It's going too fast. We can't tell what's going on.
はいそしてですね、武器に関しては魔法によって剣具という武器を操っていろんな回復だったりですね攻撃だったりバリアを張ったりということをやっていきます
And as we mentioned before, the sage will use ether to manipulate their weapon, the Nuliths, in combat, whether that be for healing, whether that be for attacking, or whether that be for putting up barriers.
それからですねまあこれファイナルファンタジー14は各ジョブでゲーム体験を変えていくっていうところをコンセプトにしてるんですけど賢者の場合は一時的に、自分の魔法を強化していくっていう新しいそのプレイ感っていうのを目指して開発を進めて
Fucking
います
lasers.
And because we try to make our jobs unique from the other jobs to give a different kind of experience for each job, we're trying something here with the Sage where they're able to temporarily augment their own magic abilities to make them more powerful.
まあ
Okay,
そ
self
の
buffs.
攻防一体っていうところもあったりしていろいろまたこれまでのヒーラーとは全然異なる体験をお届けしようと思ってますのでぜひ楽しみにお待ちいただければと思い
And
ま
we
す
believe the experience that we will be providing with the Sage will be completely unique and a lot of fun. Please look forward to it.
そしてですねジョブクエストこの賢者になるためのジョブクエストに関してはリムサロミンサから開始予定ですので今月のフィナーレエンドウォーカーがリリースされてすぐ、ジョブクエストを開放して新しいジョブでね冒険を進めていくことも可能になります
And so this job quest for the Sage will be offered in Limsa. So if you want to play the new 6.0 main scenario as the Sage, you will be able to do that.
Cool.
もうねさっきからですね僕コメントをねこうちょっと拝見
I heard
している
Nosea.
となんかね
If anyone was
ガンダ
wondering
ム
how
と
La,
か
Nos- La
パンテ
Nosea
グ
was
っていう
pronounced.
単語が出てるんですよ
So you're looking at the comments and you see lots of things that are mentioning kind of Gundam, that the new lists are kind of Gundam-like.
よくわかんないそれに関してはねまあここに書かれてる通りまあノーコメントと
That's-
させていただきたいです
No comment on
剣具ですお忘れなく剣
These
具
are
という
called
武器です
new lists. It's completely
Yeah.
original.
はいではですね
He's all, he
これらを
came in
踏ま
already
え
wearing
て
the shirt.
ちょっとイメージついたと思うのでそれを踏まえてですねもう一回動画をご覧いただこうかなと思っております
All right, so with all of this in mind, let's have one more look at what the Sage can do in that showcase video again. Play the video.
Oh, we're getting Sage video.
Ooh. I kind of started.
They broke the slideshow.
Yeah. I noticed they were one behind.
Meanwhile,
Again?
someone's like, don't talk about Gundam.
Oh, I like how they
Play the
draw it.
video again.
Maybe it's longer this time. I love the fucking outfit. Your shield looks cool. Hey, it's Ronnie. We're all watching the announcement live stream if you want to click on it and watch with us. And I'm streaming.
I have been watching it actually.
What do you think of this new job?
Which one?
さあ
Sage.
というわけで、
Yes.
動画
Yes,
Love it.
yes, yes.
Right, and so that was the job
We're just gonna have a group of just sages.
Oh, the game's gonna be filled with them day one.
Oh, the dude changed his shirt.
Wait, wait.
Oh, he changed shirts!
暑かった。
Sure, you were hot.
暑かった。
Uh-huh. And anything else?
何？
Something else?
Neighborhood?
Nope, no comment. Okay.
No comment.
Okay.
What's the rest of it say? His shirts are always hints, that's the joke.
賢者。ぜひご期
The
待
filth
して
and the
いただきたいんですけ
fury.
ど
I'll be here if you need me.
まあもう一個追加するよって言ってる近接命令 DPS に関してはまた、次のですねデジタルファンフェスティバルの方でお届けしていこう
Like
か
I feel
な
like that
と
shit would work if it was for Gunslinger, but that obviously that already came to be.
So, we'd like you to please look forward to this
Neighbor,
new
Pro
Sage
in the
job.
chat says
Certainly
neighborhood
the
means
second
new
job that
houses.
We have planned for release in
We are
Endwalker. We will
probably
be
getting
revealing
Ishgard.
that in May at
Probably.
the Digital Fan Festival.
That makes
ダー
sense.
クナイトって書いてあってもういるじゃん
Dark Knight?
May.
People are guessing
Okay.
that the second job is Dark Knight?
意外とあれです
They already did it?
なぜか急にネクロマンサーとか言ってる声が
Necromancers.
Oh. They're commenting on Necromancer.
さて何のこと
No, no. What's a necromancer?
よくわからないですね
They already said the next
まあ
job is
まあ
gonna be
まあ
melee
そういうわけ
DPS.
でさらなる新情報に関してはまた後日お届け
They're revealing it in May.
Information on the new job at a later date.
ますもうなんかネクロマンサーか力士かって書いてあって力士は忘れてほしい
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's not going to be
はい
at wrestler. No, not.
さあ続いて、
あー
じゃあセクションを進めていこうと思い
Well,
ます
fine.
All right.
続いては、ストーリーにちょっと触れていこうかなと思っております
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the story. In
Alright.
Endwalker.
その前にですねちょっとタイトルに
To the moon, though.
いただきたい
Okay, to start, I'd like to draw your attention to our title.
ファイナルファンタジー14
Okay, Final Fantasy XIV.
エンドウォーカー
Endwalker.
行
What does
月
it
の
mean?
フィナーレ
We translate this. This is the Dawn Moon finale.
Endwalker.
ファイナルエンドフィナーレ
Final and
Final
finale. I
end.
sense a pattern.
意地でも終わるのかみたいな
It's just it's gonna end.
このキーワード
Does
が
this mean
示
it's
す
gonna
の
be
は
the
メ
last
インストーリーの大きな
That's
サ
what I
ーガと
asked.
して約10年にわたって、
I don't know.
お届けしてき
I
た
doubt it.
Like
ハイデ
considering
リン
this
ゾ
is
ディ
Final
アッ
Fantasy
ク編と呼ばれ
14,
ている
I don't trust
サー
any
ガが
instance where they
今回、
describe
この
something as the
6.0
end.
行月のフィナーレで完結を迎えます
So final, end, and finale. These are all keywords that allude to the ending of this 10-year saga of Hydaelyn and Zodiark.
Yeah, it's like the way Kingdom Hearts had the end of the
まあ
Xehanort
か
saga.
ら続けてきて、僕が担当になってですね2013年に「アーレルムリボーン」リリースさせていただきました
So if you look back at my history with Final Fantasy XIV, it all began in 2013 with A Realm Reborn.
まあこちら神聖の朝
We
You
don't
look
talk
at
about
this
what happened before.
as, a new morning.
そして拡張パッケージ第1弾ヘブンズワード蒼天のイシュガルドはまあ蒼天の昼かなと
And so then we move on to our first large expansion, Heaven's Word, which represented that clear blue sky that you have at midday.
そして2つ目の拡張、東方にも 光の戦士の皆さん冒
So
険
each
広
of
が
the
りました。
expansions have had a time of day motif to
And
their
then on our
progression.
second
my
expansion,
God.
the Warrior of Light
So
headed
first
east.
we've got a sunrise,
Stormblood
and we've got
グレンの日暮れと。
The
like
midday
an
sky.
afternoon, I imagine.
And in Stormblood, we came upon a crimson twilight.
そして世界中で非常にご好評の声をいただいた、前回の拡張パッケージシャドウブリンガーズ、漆黒の夜となっております。
And then finally, our most recent expansion that was praised around the world by fans. We have Shadowbringers and the Black of Night.
そして今回次なる拡張パッケージエンドウォーカーによって、惑星ハイデリン星の、命をめぐる物語というのがちょうど綺麗に一周するところで
That logo is so
ハイデリン
interesting.
ゾディアク編完
Mhm.
結
So
させて
obviously
いく
it's
つ
the
もり
moon,
で
but
す。
this thing that's sticking out
With
of it.
Endwalker, we've come full circle in the tale of life and Heidelin.
We're gonna kill
さ
Heidelin.
てこれまでの拡張パッケージちょっと注意していただきたいんですけど、例えばですが前回のシャドウブリンガーズ、今パッチ 5.4 まで来てますが
All of a height increase.
単体でのもちろんエンドロールがありますが漆黒のヴィランズの物語が綺麗に最終的に完結するのはパッチ 5.3 でした。
So normally with our expansions, as you know, we don't end the story at that first expansion. While in 5.0, for example, we did get that end credits at the end of 5.0, the story wasn't actually finished until 5.3.
今回はこの 6.0 その内容で全て綺麗に完結させるつもりです。
However, with Endwalker and 6.0, we plan on having the story complete itself by the end of the actual expansion 6.0.
ただですね、ちょっとコメントをすごいザーザーしてるんですけど、これでですね、もちろんファイナルファンタジー14が終わってしまうわけではございません。
But of course, this does not mean that we are shutting down Final Fantasy XIV and ending the game at this point.
パッチ 6.1 からはハイデリン・ゾディアク編とは異なる新しい物語をスタートさせていくつもりです。
So after this will be new
Beginning in
stories.
patch 6.1, this will mark the beginning of an entirely new adventure separate from the Zodiac Heidelin saga.
そしてですね、同時にですね、あれ、吉田やめんのかなみたいなコメントがちょっと見受けられるんですが、
And then I've also seen some people thinking that Yoshi-P is leaving the project at this point.
私はやめません。そのまま、
Of
もう
course
なん
not.
かほぼライフワークなので、お前もういいよと。社長からですね、言われるまではライフワークのようにファイナルファンタジー14続けていきますので、ぜひですね、もちろん 6.0 楽しみに遊んでいただきたいんですけど、その先もですね、死ぬまで頑張ろうかなと思っているので、ぜひこれからもですね、14ともどもですね、僕もよろしくお願いします。
But I want to assure everyone that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving the project. I look at Final Fantasy XIV as my life work, or at least until the president tells me to stop. But for me, yes, 6.0 will be ending the story, but from 6.1 on, we have an even greater story. And I personally feel that I'm probably going to end up being with Final Fantasy XIV for my whole life.
はい。
Hooray.
時々ね、そろそろやめんじゃないのみたいな。
This game's gonna kill me.
やめるときはやめる気はないので大丈夫です。はい。
Every now and then I do hear a lot of rumors about people thinking that I might quit and leave the project. If I will leave the project, I will make sure I let you all know. But for now, I feel that this is my life work and I have no plans on leaving.
結構厳しいですね、皆さんね。死んでも続けろって書いてある。
People are telling me that I should continue this even after I die. Necromancer? Necromancer?
あ、俺。
Then we get Necromancer.
死体操る方じゃない。
Ugh.
自分を操る。死んで
I'm
Well, they
a
have to
There's
Right.
no necromancer.
Yeah.
はい。頑張っていきます、これからも。
All right, I'll do my best.
なので、
Man, why melee? Why not a third range? Or a fourth range?
ゾディアクという
I'm so pissed about that.
マックスをですね、僕ら全力で皆さんに、お届けしていこうと思うので、それをぜひ味わっていただきたいです。
So again, please do not worry. We're working very hard on the 6.0 story, and we believe it's something very exciting, and hope you look forward to it. And we're working on stuff after that as well.
じゃあストーリーの前段をちょっとまとめてみましょうか。
So let's
Oh,
take
here we go.
a look at the actual content of this story.
The whole fucking world's on fire.
Oh,
皆さん
fuck.
運命の
Not
反逆者
again.
として、 滅びの運命から運命を変えてですね、今新たな未来へ進んでい
Embarks on a
って
journey to
ます
the
が
moon.
The moon?
Hey, I was joking when I said they were gonna go to space.
So,
The
your journey
moon?
up until
Does
now,
the echo
has
grant us the
taken
power of
you to the
oxygen?
the first, where you became the Warrior of Darkness.
I just
and
wonder
the
how
Warrior of
much the
Destruction. And
teleport's
was
gonna
fairly near the end of
cost.
the final days,
Oh,
these
God.
calamitous events that gave birth to Zodiark and Hydaelyn.
What if they give you a fucking ship like in FF4?
Holy shit.
You realize that what happens when somebody uses the whale mount on the moon?
Whalers on the moon.
So,
We
what
carry
is going
Gundam
on with
lasers.
Zodiark and what is going on with
The
Hydaelyn? How does
moon's
their story
haunted.
end? We'll learn all about that, as well as depart from Hydaelyn.
Can
and
I build a
move
house on the
to
moon?
多くのですね人から受け取った思いを受け継い
That'd
で
be hilarious if they
光
put
の
up moon
戦
houses.
士はハイドル編最後の謎に挑んでいきます。
People across Hydaelyn are putting all of their hopes and dreams into the Warrior of Light to save them from this, and so this will be a journey that will take the Warrior of Light there.
What if we end up having a Majora situation where the moon's about to crash into the planet?
Oh, fuck me.
なんとたった
That
の
might actually happen.
99ギルって書いてあ
Don't
る
jinx it. I was just playing Majora's Mask that
Someone's
day.
commenting that for the low, low price of
I wonder if we're gonna get
999
housing on the
you can
moon.
teleport to the moon.
That's what,
That's what I
Josh was
get.
saying. Josh was saying
ね
that.
え9万ギルとか取られるかもしれないよね。
What? 90,000 gil to the moon.
でまあこれまでね、ハイデリン・ゾディアーク編、漆黒のヴィランズでもかなりの謎を解き明かしてきましたが、まだまだ多くの謎残ってます。
So a lot of questions
Oh.
have been answered up until now in our expansions, but there's still a lot of questions that have left to be answered.
Sam's like dance clubs in space.
週末というのはそもそ
What
も
about the final
なぜ
days?
起きたの
What
か
became, isn't it just
why?
their creative power going
Made
out of whack?
cafes in space.
ハイ
Will
デ
be
リ
the
ン
Garlean
ゾディア
Empire's
ークと呼ば
fate.
れ
Are
て
we
い
going
る
to
存在
guard them
は
all?
今
Xenos
どう
and
なっている
Fandaniel? They're gonna be
What
being
became
done.
of Hydaelyn?
Down on the
Zodiark and
moon.
what
I was
happened
hoping
to
we'd be
them?
done with Xenos and
そ
Fandaniel's
して
bullshit by the end of
アレバール帝国と
5.5.
いうもともと
Damn it!
非常に
I
強
have
い
to deal
軍
with
事力で
Xenos more?
ロシアを支配していたガレマール帝国はどうなるのと。
And then, of course, you have the Garlean Empire, once a very, very powerful force across the whole realm. What has happened to them? What is their fate?
そして活動し始めたゼノスとアシェン・ファダニエルの目的は何なのか。
I hate
And what are
Fandaniel.
Xenos and the Ashians, Fandaniel's aim, and what is their plot?
I'm not a
No!
fan of
そして
Daniel.
ですね、
We know what his aim is. We
聞くのはい
found
い
this
けど
out in
そ
5.4,
もそも
and I don't
空気
like
とか
it.
ね、あるのみたいな。何あるの月って。
And so all know we're going to the moon, but how are we going to get there? Is there
Ship.
any air on the moon to breathe? What is on the moon? What type of
Space
monster?
chocobos.
はい。まあこれらを、僕ら全力で皆さんに
Moon
全
whale
てきれいに、ストンとですね、解き明かされてい
Space
くように
coaster.
全力でお届けしようと思いま
It's
す。
probably gonna be that I gotta
The
deliver
developers
wine
are
to the
working
moon.
very hard on this story to make something very exciting and to give you.
Oh my god, somebody
all
else
the
saying lunar
information
whale.
you need and answer all
Yep.
of those lingering questions.
まあもちろんね、その時光の戦士がどうなっていくのか、それから暁の血明のメンバーがどうなっていくのか、それからですね、託された古代人たちから託された思いというのはど
Sam
うなる
says
のか
everyone、gets a
そ
bubble
れ
hat
らは
except
ぜひ
VR because we
皆さん
can't
の目で
program
お
them.
確かめください。
So all of these questions will be answered, not just the fate of the Warrior of the Light, but also the fate of the Scions, and we'll find what is the dying wish of the ancients. All this and more we'll find out in Endwalker's main scenario.
Always have
ね、
faith
月
in
行った
who
ら
you
ね、エヴァンゲリオンとか、
Pizza.
ね、埋まってるかもしれない。
We're going to find Evangelion in the moon up there.
We're gonna fight Evangelion.
さあ、ではちょっと、
Holy
キャラクターで、トレーラーの方から見ていきましょう。
All right, so let's have a closer look at the characters that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
まずアルフィノですね、今回、
wanna fight
新ジョブ
Evangelion
賢者にジョブチェンジしています。アルフィノが着ている衣装が、新ジョブ賢者のジョブ専用装備のアルフィノバージョンですね。
Okay, and so first up we have Alfino, our new resident sage. The gear that he's wearing in the trailer is the Sage AF gear, but it's been designed especially for him.
Nice.
そして双子
Alice is the one who was bitching about it, but she doesn't get the new job. That's so
まあ
sad.
引き続き彼女は赤魔導士としてどうやら戦っていくようです。
And as you can see, she is still fighting as a red mage. No job change for her.
でようやくですね、どうやら彼女新しいコスチュームに着替えるようです。ちょっとね、寂しそうだったんで 着替えるらしいですね。
But she will be getting a costume change. She didn't get one before. She's finally getting one.
まあこのコ
I mean,
スチ
she
ューム
did
が
get
です
one
ね
in
誰に
Shadowbringers, but then she
ど
went
ういう
back to the
思い
old
と
one.
ともに、渡されていくのかというところにもちょっとご注目いただければと思ってます。
And you may be surprised to see who she gets it from and how.
Oh, okay.
そして続いてはですね、アシエンファ
And
ダ
then
ニエル
there's this
Next
fucker.
up, we have the Ashian Fandaniel.
まあ、転生組のアシエン・ファダニエルですが、グレー編に登場した朝日というキャラクターの体を
Only Tom and I know who
利用
this
す
is,
る
but I hate
彼
him.
の目的がね、果たして何なのか。
Okay.
Right?
I like how they
And
still keep
the
him
Sundered
mysterious
Ashian
looking.
Fandaniel,
Fucking
as
cash
you
money
know,
Ascian over
he
here.
currently inhabits
Yeah.
the corpse of Asahi, who first appeared in Stormblood. But
None of
we
you heard
still
that.
don't know too much about him.
結構ね、彼ね、嫌われてるんですよね。
Yeah, a lot of people love to hate this guy.
Oh, good, they
大
know.
丈夫、ご安心ください。
They
彼
know.
はラスボスではございません。
Do not worry, he is not the last boss.
Oh, thank
まあ
you.
ラスボスじゃない。
He's not the
まあ
main
彼にはね
villain.
さらに、実はまだ大きな秘密があるんですが、そちらもかなり完全なスポイラーになるので、単純なお話ではないというのだけお伝えしておきます。
And he's keeping a pretty big secret, a very complex secret. And if we say any
Fucking
more,
better.
there'll be too much spoilers, so we're going to stop right here.
はい、そしてトレーラーもう一人出てましたね。
All right, and last but not least, we have
Captain
彼もまた
Fuckface.
表舞台へと登場しそうですが、まあ彼の望みはもうとにかく友である皆さん、光の戦士と英雄と再戦したいというだけです。
And
It's
he's ready to
Blondie
take the
Rock.
stage once again, and he has a singular purpose. His one purpose in life is to battle with his friend and enemy, the Warrior of Light.
いやいや、もちろんね、皆さんが彼のことを友達だと思ってないというのは僕もよく知ってます。
And we understand
Stormblood.
that not a lot of you think of him as a friend.
ただですね、彼の友情は一方的に非常に強いので、もうちょっと諦め
Sam
てくだ
says
さい。
Joffrey if he used
But
good
he
conditioner.
most certainly feels that way about you. You are his friend.
まあどうやらね、彼もなんかまた若干コスチューム
How's the
違
audio,
う気
by the
が
way,
しますが、さてどうなっていくのか、
And
お
it does
楽し
look
みに。
like he has a change of wardrobe as well. But to find out any more, we'll have to play Endwalker.
さあ、行月のフィナーレではですね、もっとたくさんのキャラクター登場してですね、ある意味ハイデリンゾディアク編、皆さんが10年以上にわたって、冒険してきた、一旦の総決算になる予定なので、どんなキャラクターが入り乱れてくるのか、ぜひご期待ください。
And you know, it has been 10 years since the beginning of this Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga, and you've met a lot of characters along the way, and we hope to bring back a lot of those characters.
Bring
for
back
this story,
Hildebrand!
In 6.0.
まあ、ストーリー
But what of Vanderbilt?
すべての謎を解き明かしていくので、ちょっとこれ以上はネタバレが多すぎるので、ここまでにさせていただきますが、
So there are a lot more mysteries regarding the game's story, but it's so hard to talk about it further without revealing any spoilers. So
まあ、漆黒のヴィランズでもね、驚いていただいたように、ファイナルファンタジー14開発チームがね、そんな単純な話で終わるかというのだけ、なんとなく思っておいてもらえれば、びっくりしてもらえる仕掛け、たくさん用意していきたいと思います。
And you know, as was the case with Shadowbringers, this story is not going to be a simple one. It's going to be a very complex and intricate story that will sure to bring
Good.
lots of surprises and excitement.
はい、では、続いて 6.0 エンドウォーカーの全体像についてちょっとお伝えしていこうと思います。
Okay, now that we've talked a little bit about the story, let's get into
Oh boy!
some of the content that will be making it into the game.
さあ、まず最初のセクションこちらです。
So we're going to start with
Joffrey works.
レベルキャップが解放となります
we're increasing the level cap.
Okay.
Oh, is this some of the new
こちら
job
です
gear?
ねレベル80から90へとなります。まあ知ってたってみんな言うんですけど。
And we're going up from 80 to 90.
Dark
I mean,
Knight,
pretty much
White
everyone
Mage,
saw this coming.
Samurai, Black Mage,
ま
I'm
もなく
guessing?
100ですよ。
But we'll soon almost be at 100. We're very close.
This is the new level
随分
90
頑張っ
artifact
て
gear?
続けてきたね。
Hmm.
It's been a long, long road.
はい、そして、拡張パッケージといえば新しいフィールドの追加です。今回も過去
New
の
fields,
拡
new
張
areas?
と同じ規模で、フィールドの追加を行っていきます。
So you cannot
Well,
have an expansion without new areas, and we're planning to add new locales on the same scale as we have had in our
Another
previous
6
expansions.
areas? Ooh,
ではですね、
pretty.
現段階でお見せできるアートワークとスクリーンショットで一部だけ、今日はちょっと一部になっちゃいますがご紹介していこうと思います。
So today we can't show much, but we do have a few screenshots and pieces of artwork to show you of some of the new areas.
まずはですね、ショータウン
So we're starting off with one of our smaller towns.
ご紹介したいと思います。
Whoa!
どこだこれ？
That looks nice.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
こちらの名前はですね、
Flamingos!
ラザハン
Oh, it's
という、
Razathan!
町になります。
And the name of this city will be Razathan.
I know that name from somewhere. Where's that
もうちょ
from?
っと近づいたね、スクリーンショット見てみましょうか。
Let's take a closer look.
Oh, it's so pretty!
There's a screenshot of maybe the entrance, the main entrance gate to the city.
ラザハンはプレイヤーの皆さんになんだろう。
Did I miss
冒
anything
険って拡
significant?
張するとこう大胆
New
なショータウンっていうのがあって、
Razathan
シキトヴィランズだと、まあユールモアに該当する場所だと思ってください。クリスタリウムじゃなくて。
So
Razathan
with
is a
each
city-state
expansion,
located on the
usually
island of
these,
Thavnair in the
two
middle of the
towns,
sea, known
one
as the
smaller
Bounty.
town and one larger town. This
Where'd
is
you
going
Google
to
that
be
from?
the
Like-
smaller town
I just Googled the
for
name.
6.0, kind of
What
on the
game is
same
it from?
scale as Yulmore from 5.0.
じゃあ6.0でいう
うん
クリスタリウムに該当する大胆はどこなんだよって聞かれると、それはまだ内緒です。
Now, as for what the large town is going to be like, we really cannot talk about that yet.
ではちょっと建物の中も少し見てみましょ
So let's go inside the town. Take a look.
う。
Ooh.
エンデライトが回ってますね。
It's gonna be on the
He's
moon.
right there.
No.
今までのファイナルファンタジー
That's probably one of the- that's probably the last area, like the Tempest.
行っていただくことになるかなと。
The design here has a cultural flair that's a little bit different from anything that we've seen.
Maybe
in
this
Final
is-
Fantasy XIV.
No, this isn't in Garlemald. This is in a
これどこなんだっていう
separate
とですね
island called
こちらをご覧いただければなんですけど
Like,
あの
this is where the
ファイナルファンタジー
Thavnair
14
gear is
シナリオ
from.
にこれまで
See, there it is,
クエス
Thavnair.
トとかですね、サベネア島っていう場所が、たくさん言葉としては出てきてます。
It looks like it's in the
So where
sky,
exactly
or at
is
least high up in
Razathan?
the mountains.
Well, a lot of players that have been playing 14 for a long time will know, have heard the term Thavnair, the region of Thavnair, as it has appeared a lot since back in the early days of Final Fantasy
It's
XIV.
across the Jade Sea.
踊り子のね、ジョブの発祥の地でもありますね。
If you remember the dancer, most of the original dancer outfits and fashion comes from the island of Thavnair.
そのサベネア島一つがまるっと新しいフィールドとして登場して、そこに、ショータウンのラザハンがあるというふうに思ってください。
And so, one of our new areas is going to be that complete island of Thavnair, along with the town of Razathan inside of it.
Kayak's in our chat. Don't worry, we'll
こ
probably
んな
be able to
簡単
fight
なね
Xenos.
地域
He's
となって
been.
ます。まあどんな冒険があるのか楽しみにお待ちください。
We'll definitely be
The whole
fighting
area
Xenos
has a
again.
very subtropical feel to it that is original to 6.0.
But yeah, no, this is not in
もう一
Garlemald.
個
This
紹
is
介
a
していき
separate
ましょう
island.
じゃあ。
All right, let's take a look at another location.
Oh, that's definitely Garlemald.
一転して、なんだ
Holy
これ
shit.
What could this
It looks
place
like
be?
fucking
Totally
Agastia
different,
from Grand
from
Blue.
Razathan.
こちら、新しいフィールドの名前はですね、こう
There it is, Garlemald!
帝国の首都のはずであるガレ
How are you
フ
ahead
ィ
of
ールド
me?
として登場し
We're
ます
going to
が、なんだか
Garlemald!
大変なことになってるっぽいですね。
The
Right.
capital of the Garlemald
called it.
Empire, Garlemald.
Yeah,
Although it
baby!
looks a little like it's broken down.
Would hate to fall on the sidewalk there.
こちらもですね、ちょっと見てみましょう、スクリーンショットね。
Let's take a look at a screenshot.
Oh,
I blame
yeah.
Donald Trump.
なん
This
だか
place is fucked.
どんな国だったのかなと思いきや。
Civil War hit this place hard.
So we always thought of the Garlean Empire as a majestic
I
place.
see
but if
what
you look
looks
at
like
it
a
here,
road.
it's pretty run down.
Are there gonna be
What happened-
vehicles driving around?
まあ一体ね、どういう経緯でこうなっているのか、それから光の戦士の
Yes,
皆さんはどういう経緯でここを訪れることになるのか、謎ね、いっぱいあります。
So we're getting
How
Thavnair,
did,
we're getting
uh,
Garlemald, we're getting
this
the
area
fucking
turn this way,
moon.
and why
The moon.
does the Warrior of Light have to go there, and what will he or she find there?
Civil War, that they already said.
There have been several civil wars.
And I only started one of them.
There's a very deep and intricate story that is related to this area.
I will get a car mount, Sam. You shut your mouth. They'll add a new one and I'll get it.
Journey there.
はい。そしてですね、まあ新しいフィールドがあると、当然新しい出会いっていうのも、
I'm ready
出
now.
てきます。
And of course, what would new areas be without new
Give us a new
tribes
race
to
or
live in?
something, man.
はい。
New
まあ
tribe.
こういう
Oh, new
新
beast
しい
tribe.
獣人たちとのね出会いっていうのも
Who we got?
待ってますきっと。
So in 6.0, you will be
So,
meeting some
somebody
new
commented when they
tribes.
showed up, such
なんか若干
devastation.
もうセンタ
Yeah,
ーのさ
how
ナマ
very
ズをさ
glib.
主人公感出してるのイラッとこない。
So this artwork, yeah, you can see right in the middle.
I gotta start
is the-
doing
the
some
Namazu
beast tribes.
kind of there, looking like he's the best, the leader.
なんか私が主役ですみたい
Yeah,
な。
he's the hero.
今回、まあちょっと一部になりますが、新たな獣人、名前はマタンガ、
The
その
Matanga?
中でもアルカソーダラ族という、種族が登場してきます。
So our new tribe that you will be meeting are the Matanga, and it's the Arkasodra tribe.
これ、すでにね、出会ってる人は出会ってるんですよ。
Some people may recognize this.
アジムステップでですね、非常に敵対してくる、
Oh, they're like
モブハントのモンスター
elephant
が
gorilla
いたりするんです
people?
けど、その中でも友好的な
Hey, Luna,
の
we're
が、
watching the live stream.
アルカソーダラ族で、先ほど紹介したサベネア島で出会いが待ってると思います。
They're announcing the
Yeah.
next expansion.
In the Azim steppe,
Mhm.
especially those
Oh,
players
they're
that
from the
take-
Azim
participate
steppe.
in the
They're
hunt
like
have
elephant
maybe
gorilla people.
encountered one of
Yo,
Oh,
those
there they are.
aggressive
There they are.
beings
It
before.
looks like one of those
However, the
piano
ones that
players
you'll
in
be
Jonathan's
meeting,
Palace.
in 6.0, you'll be meeting in the Thavner, are a little bit more friendly. At least those from the Arkasodra tribe.
Arcasadara.
宝の地図ダンジョンでね、結構、象モチーフで、
Well, I guess that means elephant people aren't the new playable
こう
race.
グラフィックス出てると思います。すごいまあその
Sorry,
地域
people who
に
want the
足を踏
elephant
み入れる
race
の
to
か
be a playable
な
race.
また力士って言われてる。
I'm still holding it for Banga.
The players may recognize some of the
Are they going to
elephant
release a new
like
playable race for this expansion?
designs from some of the
It's likely,
hunts
but
that they've
hasn't
gone
been
on in the
deconfirmed.
past. We're finally going to that area and seeing the inspiration for that type of statue work.
まあ獣人は他にもいるんですけど、もうちょっと、公開お待ちいただきたいと思ってます。ただまあね、月ですしね。
Huge
We have many
Smurfs.
more, tribes to introduce, but we can't introduce them
Jumbo
today.
with
Those will
some
be saved for a
gains.
later day. But thinking about it, we will be going to the moon, so
ファイナルファンタジーで月か。
going it's Final Fantasy. We're going to the moon. What could be on the moon?
というわけでそのうちまたご紹介していこうと思います。
And that's enough. We'll talk about
Xenomorphs.
it later.
はい、当然ですね。まあいい出会いもある
Whales.
悪い出会いもご
New
ざいます。
threats. Kayaks
But
in our
again, you
chat
won't be
says
just
I want
making
Garlands.
friends
Garlands
in
are
the
just
next
heroes
expansion.
with
There will be threats
third
to
eyes
deal
on their
with.
head. You
夜
can
道で
fucking
は会い
climb
たくあ
that.
りませんが、まあ
with the
今
fucking
回
goggles.
その出会いが。
And
It is gonna be an FF10 expansion!
ファイナルファン
Wow.
タジー10
Yeah!
ちょっとわかるのかなと思う
One
んです
ugly
が
Hey, my
motherfucker.
Final Fantasy
favorite.
10 out there, and they
That's
might
awesome.
recognize,
I'm just
this.
kidding. I love anima.
It's Anima!
いう異形と出会うことになりそうです。
It's Seymour's mom!
で、まあ今
One
回ですね
ugly motherfucker.
ファイナルファンタジー10の時にアニマを作画したスタッフはファイナルファンタジー
Let's
4
ball!
のアートスタッフ
Let's do it!
彼が改めてアニマ
All
を
right, so
14用に
Sam,
ですね
your bingo
まあ
card,
いろいろ理由がある
new primal that looks weirdly sexy.
And so, the original designer,
I wouldn't put it
of
that
Anima,
far.
the art designer of Anima,
It's
in
tied
Final
up.
Fantasy X is actually a member
Oh,
of
shit.
the
Damn
art
it.
team on Final Fantasy XIV and recreated the design for Anima to fit the Final Fantasy XIV game.
Oh, that's gonna be a
はい
fun ass
そして
fight.
もちろん多数の新ダン
That's
ジョンも登
poggers.
場してまいります。
Like
New
our past
dungeons.
expansions, we'll be adding
Ooh.
a lot of new dungeons.
こちらもですね、スクリーンショット、それからアートワーク等々ちょっと見てみましょう
All right, and we have some screenshots and art that we'd like to show you.
That statue's the
アー
boss.
トになっちゃいますかね。
This is mostly
Is it?
art,
That's
I guess.
probably.
もうなんか、早くもう世界終わりそうな。
Shit's on fire again.
Is that a
Looks like
naked,
we're getting
topless
close to the end
person
of the
with
world.
two heads?
Yep.
なんか、巨大な
Sounds about right.
ものも遺跡らしきものも見えますね。
Like ruins and large statues.
なんとなくサベネアっぽいかな、これ。さっきね、綺麗だったのにね。
It's Australia.
It looks a little bit like that there, but a lot different from what we just saw.
Oh.
Just like
そして
chat-
こんな場所も出てきます。
And this is
Mm.
another.
This is
dungeon.
the live chat
一転
savage.
して、ちょっと有機生命体っぽいところ
Oh,
になっ
what
て
the
きます
hell is this?
It's my inner intestines.
Biological horror-like.
Fucked up.
さらにさらにですね。
We have this
Ooh,
ー
train yard?
今度はなんだろう、列車
Train
なのか
yard.
な。
looks sort of like a
It
train,
looks like it.
possibly.
まあ皆さんを待ち受ける
This
今
is
回
within
6.0
Garlemald,
ダンジョン
probably.
基本的にはメインシナリオで一定
Yeah, it's gotta be
に
a-
なりますが、ファンタジー要素、それから、
This is probably when we're like
それ
sneaking
か
into
ら
Garlemald through the train yard.
現代を思わせるような場所、
Yeah.
いろんな要素が、
SpaceX
皆さんを待ち構えています。
Yeah.
And so, with, as usually is the case with our dungeons that we add, you'll be visiting most of them during the main scenario. But this time we have a wide variety of dungeons, some that are very high fantasy, some that have maybe ancient ruins, as well as some that have a very modern feel.
変化に富んだダンジョンをいろいろ現在ね、ものすごい勢いで制作中なので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
We're currently in the process of creating all of these new exciting dungeons, and we hope you look forward to them.
When's this coming out?
それではさらにバトルコンテンツちょっと続けていこうと思うんですが、まあ皆さんが、楽しみにしている大きな要素の一つかと思います。こちら。
Okay, now we're going to talk about another one of our battle contents that we have planned.
Oh boy, time
希
for
望のそ
raids.
のエデンというシリーズが、パッチ 5.4 で無事に完結して、我々開発チーム、新しい高難易度レイドの8人レイドの開発に取り組んでます。
And so, with the story of Eden finally
All right,
concluded,
Sin.
we've been hard at work preparing
Yep.
a new 8-person raid.
こちらイメー
It's
ジ
a
イ
new
ラ
normal
ス
raid.
トをご用意しております。
It's too early to give details, but we
Is it
have
just the
some
boss
art
fights,
to
or-
show you.
So this is like the new Puppets Bunker.
No, the new like
なん
Eden.
かどっかで見
Is
た
that La Habrea?
人かな。
That's La Habrea.
This guy kind of looks familiar. I've seen him somewhere before.
That's La Habrea. What's happening?
マーク。
Someone we knew wasn't dead is in
Yeah,
fact
this
not
mark,
dead.
we've seen
Checked
it
off.
somewhere before.
Fuck.
ラハブ
Laha,
ラハ
laha, laha,
ラヒ
Lahee.
こちら高難易度レイドのタイ
あ
トル
いい
としてパ
Pandemonium.
ンデモニウムというシリーズでお届けし
That's
て
the
いき
new
ます
normal
I can
raid.
tell you the title. The title will be Pandemonium.
はい。
Cool.
このレイドがですね、どんな場所で、行われるのか
So is it just
という
where we
の
go
は
and
ちょっと
fight
伏せて
bosses
い
from
き
our
ま
own
す。かなり
past?
特殊かなと思ってます。
So we cannot talk about where this raid will take place. It's going to be very, very unique to Final Fantasy XIV.
まあ今回ね、6.0 でハイデリン・ゾディアー
Going
ク
to be
編
on
という
Mars!
完結させますので、まあそれも含めてですね、世界の
And then they meet the Doom
された
guy.
謎にまた、挑んでいくという形で、完全
We will
14オリジナル
speak
のレイ
later,
ドとして
ASEAN.
お届けしていこ
Oh
う
my
と
god,
思います
we are gonna speak later.
In conjunction with that story that we're completing of the Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga, we plan to tell this new, completely original Final Fantasy XIV story of Pandemonium.
Completely original has La
もちろ
Habrea
ん
on the title
コーナ
card.
ーレイド
Yeah,
のコーナーレ
okay.
イドだけではなく、アライアンスレイドも、新しいシリーズをお届けしていこうと思います。
New, there's new alliance
It's
raid.
not going to we're not only going to be releasing high-end raids, but a
So
new
these are the
alliance
four
raid as
alliance
well.
raids that we already have.
今進行中の夜波ダークアポカリプス、ニーヤシリーズとのクロスオーバーで進めています。まあこちらもね、パッチ 5.5 また
That's another tick off. They mentioned a character from Nier Automata. To be pleased, that counts.
企画をスタートしてます。
It's
So
Sure.
we're currently
2P, but it's
approaching
still-
the end of the Yorha Dark Apocalypse Alliance raid, which will complete in 5.5. But in the background, we're also working on a new Alliance raid.
でこちらどんな内容なのかは
10
次のデジタルファンフェスでお伝えしようと思ってるんですが、今回は14オリジナルのストーリー展開でお届けしますが、エオロゼアにある古くからある大きな謎を扱っていくので、まあ14との中の、サーガ完結1個目のサーガね完結に向けてかなり濃い話になっていくので、これもぜひ楽しみにしてください。
So we plan to release more info on this new Alliance raid at our digital fan festival.
Ah.
But we'd like to tell you that it is a completely original Final Fantasy XIV original Alliance raid. It is not a crossover. And it will be centering on a piece of Eorzean lore that has remained steeped in mystery for a long time.
結構ね謎の存在がねまだ残ってるんですよね。
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions that haven't been answered for a long time. So,
ヒルディブランドかって言ってるから
the
結構。
Hildebrand,
1.0?
Hildebrand Alliance raid.
Hildebrand!
はい。
Don't you taunt me!
続けていきましょう。
All right, let's continue on.
今回
New
我々
PvP mode. Blitzball, 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 blitzball!
向けてですね、新しい少人数の
Is
全
it?
く新しい PVP コンテンツを開発進めております
So we're
I'm
also
going to
working
scream if it
on
happens.
new PvP content
I'm gonna
that
laugh.
is
Turn your
more
headset
small
down.
scale than what we
I'm
currently
gonna
have.
laugh.
まあフィーストをねこの先どうしていくの
Oh, they
今あ
mentioned
る
the feast.
少人数 PVP のフィーストどうしていくのってまあお声も頂戴してるんですけど僕らが今、計画しているのはロールの概念を廃止してフリーロールで
I would
もっ
love
と
just
カジュア
an
ルに、
in-game
楽しん
blitzball
でいける
event.
熱
Right.
くなれる PVP という新しいコンテンツを制作してます
So currently, our plan here is to create new PvP content that feels more casual and more immersive by removing role restrictions.
で
Okay.
これまで以上にマ
Okay.
ッチングしやすくかつ
Blitzball
気
wouldn't
軽で
require role
奥
restrictions.
深くねレーティングにチャレンジしていく人はいけるみたいなところで、開発を進めています
And our goal is to make something that makes matching easier than before and casual yet immersive in its gameplay.
でリワードに関しても、まあ、報酬に関しても、まあ、単純なギアとか、まあ、ギアとかももちろんありますけどそれ以外に全く新しい報酬カテゴリーというのを用意していろんな人に楽しんでもらえるように、鋭意ね企画の方を進めてます開発進めてるのでこちらも続報にぜひご注目いただければと思います
And we're also working on a new type of reward system for this new PvP as well that doesn't focus solely on gear. Of course, there'll be gear, but we want to have a new category of reward as well to, again, open this up to a lot of new players.
はいでもちろんねバトルコンテンツ以外にも大小さまざま
What do we
な、コンテンツ遊び実装されていきます
Okay, in addition to battle content, we also have a lot of other content as well.
じゃあサク
Oh,
サ
are
ク
we
いき
not?
ましょう
They're not talking about what the
Let's take a
actual
look.
modes are?
まず
Damn
新
it!
たなサイドクエストもたくさん、拡張といえば実装されていき
I
ま
don't give a
す
shit about side
So
quests.
we are planning to add a lot of new quests.
Unless they're blitzball related.
今回その漆黒のヴィランズね新たにロールクエストっていう仕組みが実装されました
Yes,
が
yes.
も
New
ちろん
role
今回
quests
も
about
用意さ
restoring
れ
the
てます
13th. I
And
know.
with 5.0 and Shadowbringers, we introduced a new
I'll
system,
never forgive the
a new type
Japanese.
of quests called role quests. We plan on continuing those in 6.0.
I'm going to
で
take
ただ
this
ちょっと
opportunity to go
漆黒
pee
のヴ
because
ィ
I
ランズ
don't
と
give a
一
fuck.
部変更させていただいてます
We're going to be making one
An
slight
opportunity.
change to that
Yep.
system.
これまではタンク、ヒーラー、近接 DPS、遠隔 DPS という4つのロールに分けてロールクエストを展開してました。
So up until now, there are originally 4 categories that we split these role quests into: tank, healer, melee DPS, and range DPS.
さすがにちょっとざっくりしすぎてたなという反省からですね、タンク、ヒーラー、近接物理 DPS、遠隔物理 DPS、魔法 DPS というふうにロールを1個追加して、クエストをご用意しようと思ってます。
We're going to now be expanding that from 4 different types to 5 different types, making it tank, healer, melee physical DPS, ranged physical DPS, and magic DPS.
まあその分ね、お話と体験にちゃんとフォーカスしやすくなるので、クオリティ高いも
I
のを
think
お
Ichi would
届
want
け
to
してい
been
こう
around
と
to
思
hear
い
that.
ます
And this will allow us to focus more directly on each type of role and make a deeper story.
もちろんギャザラークラフターの皆さんに向けた5.0でいう民工芸館のような一つの場所によってみんなでいろんなロールのクエストをやっていくっていうところももちろん用意してます。
Does that
And
count
then,
as new
there's
range
also plenty of
DPS
role
that nobody
quests
asked
that are
for?
planned for crafters and gatherers as well, such as those offered in 5.0's The Crystalline Mean.
まあ名前言いたいですけど、大タウンの名前言ってないんでまだ言えないですね。
I want to tell you more about it, but because we haven't talked about the large town yet, I can't say anything.
はい、もちろん多数のね、
So
新装備、
this is gonna be-
それから新しいクラフトギア、
So
用意さ
basically,
れて
they're
ま
just
す。
splitting
Of
roles
course,
for more
there will be
DPS
just role
types.
quests
That's
for
all.
crafters, but also we've developed plenty of.
Is this
new
going to
stuff
mean
here
that the
as well.
ASEAN storyline is over?
それから続いて、フェイスシステムにも
It is going to be the end of the
アップデー
Zodiac
トがあ
storyline,
り
so
ます。
probably.
Then
Right,
ASEANs are
is an
cancelled
update
is a check.
to our trust
Sure.
system.
Trust system update.
今月
What
の
do we got?
フィナーレに向けて、フェイスの NPC が追加となります。
We will be adding a special someone to join you as companion.
まあ
Oh.
きっとね、楽しみにしてる人いると思うんだよ。
A
Hello?
lot of you have
They're
been
adding
waiting.
someone to trust system?
この方、フ
Estinian!
ェイスに追加となります。
Interesting.
And this is who it is.
新たにですね、
Cool.
Nothing we-
流域士として
I am literally
参加すること
checking
に
off
なります。
nothing we
近接
wanted
DPS
because
と
of
してね
that.
参加するので、暁の決命、近接 DPS 足りない問題というのもこれで解決するかなと。
Now we get the cannon
So
floor tank.
Estinian will be joining the trust system as, of course, a dragoon. And then being a melee DPS character, this will hopefully help alleviate that glaring lack of melee DPS characters in the Scions.
What do you mean? We have
ま
Reen.
あ彼がね、どういった経緯で暁、まあ彼ね結構一人で動くの好きですから、暁と行動を共にするようになるかというのは近日リリースされるパッチ 5.5 と。
Estinian
これから
is not a
その
Scion.
あたりからのね、メインストーリーの流れをぜひ注目してみて
Neither
く
is
ださい。
Reen.
But again, why would a lone wolf like Estinian join this group of the Scions? You have to wait and find out, but information is coming if you
Wait,
play.
do they mean that he's joining the Scions?
裏切りそうって YouTube で書いてある。
Oh
He
shit.
won't betray us. He won't betray us.
ファイナルファンタジーシリーズ
He won't betray us.
結構裏切るからね。
Dragoons and
Gotta
Final
push
Fantasy
X
usually
to
betray.
まあ一回やってるから多分大丈夫だと思うんですけどね。
He is betrayed once. He won't do it again.
Yeah, he won't do
フ
it
ェイ
again.
スというシステムの活用は、まあこれに、まあキャラクターの追加にとどまらず、一応今実は計画してることはあるんですけど、
He won't
まだ
do
今
it again.
計画中なので、今日具体的にお知らせするのが難しいです。
And of course, we have further plans for the trust system, not only just adding new characters, but also making adjustments to that system as well. But we cannot talk about them yet today.
Okay,
because it's
so
still
they're
a little bit
improving the
は
AI.
い。キャラを追加するだけじゃなくて、フェイスを利用してこんなことさらにできるよみたいなところっていうのは、
Costumes
今後の
also. Give us
PLL と
more
かで
costumes.
も、進捗があり次第お伝えさせていただこうと思
Let
って
me
います。
play as second
Again,
form Alpha
not
now.
just adding new characters, but also adding new types of activities and types of duties for your companions to take part in.
Oh.
Again,
So
we
Trust
won't
will be
talk
able to do
any
more.
more today about it, but we have
Interesting.
exciting information coming up in future.
I'd like to hear
pretty
more
soon
about that.
そしてですね、続いてこちら
Gold Saucer update!
新たなコンテンツの追加を予定してます。
Wow.
Right, we are also planning an update to the Gold Saucer with new content.
特にですね、規模としては土間式麻雀というものにまあ並ぶぐらいちょっと大きなものを今計画しております。
The current plan is to add
Yu-Gi-Oh!
something
Let's play Yu-Gi-Oh! The
almost
Gold
as big
Saucer.
as the recent edition of Mahjong.
みんなどういうものが欲しいんだろう
What does everybody want?
な。やっぱりこう
Blitzball.
ブリッツボール
Blitzball.
Blitzball.
Blitzball! They said it!
ブ
They said they're reading comments about Blitzball!
Blitzball.
Type it in.
フォールガイズ
Did someone said Fall Guys? I'm typing it. I'm typing it in the chat. I'm typing it in the chat.
今回のレイドで落ちてる人
Blitzball, you
ね
cocks.
Fall
あ
Guys!
あとスノーボードね。
Snowboarding as well. Blitzball, snowboarding, Fall Guys.
お前やたら
Yu-Gi-Oh!
相撲って言ってる人いるんでね。さっきから
Yes,
ね
they know!
Of course, sumo.
はい、ちょっ
スモ
とこれまだ詳細が分かないので、ただかなり大きな。
Sumo when?
しかも、プレイヤーの皆さんのキャラクターを使って楽しんでいける。まあ、しかも誰でも楽しんでいけるような
Stop! Somebody said.
新しい、まあしかもマルチプレイできるような、コンテンツを今計画してます。これも、もうちょっとしたら多分お伝えできると思うので、お伝えしていこうかなと思ってます。
They know we want
We
Blitzball.
plan on it being, again, like we said, plan on it being very big, something for all players, multiplay. But again, we can't talk too much about
They
it.
said
now.
it.
We're not
It's multiplayer.
enough to tell you, but we do have details coming in the future, so please.
麻雀をね、
You're torturing me!
14開発チームですから、まあ、何が来
I'm
るのか
calling
いろい
June.
ろ予想をしていただければと思います
I mean, the team
All
is
that
crazy
matters
enough
is
to put the full game
they
of
know
Mahjong
we want it.
to 14, so we know that something big is coming.
続いては新コンテンツになります
All right, the next we're going to introduce a new piece of content that we've been working on.
さて何やらね非常に楽しそうなイメージイラストがありますね
You can
Yo,
from the art,
agriculture?
you can see that it looks pretty fun and relaxing.
Farming.
こちらの、
Farming?
タイトルをですね
Island
人道開拓
Sanctuary.
と今呼んでおりま
It's
す
Harvest Moon,
The
baby!
title for this that we have now is the Island Sanctuary.
ファイナルファンタジー14の世界の中でスローライフを
Suck it, Stardew Valley!
新しいコンテンツを今、開発進めております
Base
We're
farming.
currently working on this content where Final Fantasy XIV players, adventurers can enjoy a bit of slow living.
ギャザラークラフターをプレイしていなくても楽しむことができます
And again, this is not just something that is limited to crafters and gatherers.
Oh,
Anyone.
thank
も
fuck!
ちろんね、やってる人にも特典はあるんですけど、
Not just for crafter gatherers. Yay!
Of course, crafters and gatherers will be able to do different types of things here, but of course, this is something for everyone.
まあ例えばですけど、動
Sam
物の
says
飼
Animal
育
Crossing
を
but
し
more
たり、
weep. So Animal
For
Crossing?
example, you might be raising animals.
まあ
Raising
Animal
animals.
Crossing.
開拓
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing.
Animal
Exactly what I
Animal
was
交
gonna
易をし
say.
ていったり、
And maybe
Nice.
cultivating the land of this uninhabited, deserted island, and then taking the fruits of your labor and selling them.
ミニオン
Cool.
を放し飼いにした
I
り、
might actually give that a
そういった
go.
要素満載でスローライフをね楽しむためのコンテンツになっております。
Maybe
Literally
throwing
Animal
your
Crossing.
minions out there on the range and letting them roam.
コメントでまあ結構
What kind of animals can we raise though? That I'm curious about.
これね日本人限定のネタで申し訳ないんですけど、
Is
Hell
that
yeah,
mean
Joe.
Beastmaster?
我々
Does that mean
Start
Beastmaster confirmed?
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Like you
So
keep your animals
the
for
Dutch have
Beastmaster
been
in the
calling this,
sanctuary.
Island, the
You could raise your own
Island
Chocobo
from a
Ranch.
Japanese TV show.
いや本当にズバリそういう
Ooh,
まあ
that'd
楽し
be
み方
good.
できるといいよねみたい
It's
な。
kind of like that, where you take a deserted island and you make it into something that's your own.
まあこちらです
Just
ね、
like
パ
Animal
ッチ
Crossing.
6.X シリー
Yeah,
ズ
literally.
全体を通じてアップデートをし開拓を進めていくみたいな、構想で今開発を進めてますので、ほのぼのと
Something New Horizon
15を楽しんでいる皆さんぜひねご期待いただければと思います。
So players will be able to enjoy the activities in the sanctuary over the entirety of the 6.x series as we updated. And so I hope you're looking forward to it and the slow life that it brings.
そして皆さん
Kayaks in our chat, they announced that
ですねパッチ
Sage with like flying laser beam swords is the new healer, and there's also going to be a new melee DPS, but they didn't
Next
say
up
what it
is
is.
something that I believe you guys are all currently working on.
Oh.
Yeah, what kind of turnip prices are we looking at here?
Yes, Ishgard housing. There it is. Firmament.
Wow.
So yes, crafters all over the world have poured their heart into the rebuilding of the firmament and Ishgard's restoration.
イシュガルドの民がですね、皆さん、冒険者の皆さんに感謝の気持ちとしてです
I
ね、
knew
That's the
it.
holy city.
There
isn't
it
it?
is.
冒険者に、居住区を
That's
配
the
布したい
holy
と
city, isn't it?
おっしゃっております。
And inspired by
The
that
city in
work,
Heavensward.
there is the city wants to present a new housing
The
area.
firmament will
to
be
those
opened.
that
I
work
knew
hard
it.
to rebuild the firmament.
God, can you imagine the
これまで
servers the moment like the residents
4.0
open
の
up?
時かな。
Oh yeah.
ハウジングエリア
fucking
追加した時と同じで、6.0 がスタートしたタイミングで、冒険者居住区のエリア開放はします。
At least the skies are clear.
Just like we have 6.0, at
I have no plans to move from my house though.
Opening the area for players to go in and
I
look
haven't
at.
bought a house
ただほ
yet,
らやること
so
すごいたくさんあるので、
Well, if you can be there day one, maybe you can get one.
っていう見学をしてもらって、パッチ 6.1 のタイミングで購入で
I
きる
have
よう
an
にという
apartment
ふうにしてい
building,
きますの
but
で、
does my home
ぜ
have
ひ
to
です
be in
ね、
the same
60
location
空
as
い
the
てちょっと
apartment
ゲーム
No.
が落ち着いたらどうしようかなみたいなのを話し合ってもらえればと思います。
Can I have my cake and
So
eat
at the
too?
launch of 6.0, players can go to the residential area and look around and see what might be a good place to get a plot of land. But the actual purchase of that will be
Scope out
available
your
in
house.
6.1 because again, there's a lot of stuff to do.
Oh,
in
I think they said
6.0
it's
before
6.1.
Having to worry about getting that.
I
plot
think
of
they
land.
said you can go there, but you
Yeah.
can't buy it.
So
as
6.0
well.
you can look at the area, but you can't buy it till 6.1.
で用意させていただきますし、もちろん
Just like real real
ございます。
Currently, the plan is to have the exact same number of wards as all of the other housing residential districts in Eorzea, as well as having apartments as well.
でまあもちろんね全体的に
Oh,
そ
there'll
の
be
継続してね
apartments too,
土地不足であるというお
What are
声
you
が
gonna
たくさん
look
頂
at
戴しているので
though?
そちらの努力も
Yeah,
合わせ
just
て
like you look at the
いきたいと思い
location
ます
and like
Because
because
we
like my house, I
understand
have a
this is
really
very
good yard.
important for players and
So do you think this is going to end with one more big
we're
surprise?
continuing our efforts to make
I think
sure
they do.
I mean, they're not
that there will be
Nintendo,
enough
but
plots available.
まあ今回ね皆さんが復興していただいたのは想定外なので、まあ全くそれと同じグラフィックかって言われるとさあまあどうな
Maybe
り
they'll
ます
save
かって
like
感じではありますけ
if
ど
there's gonna be a
まあ
new
大体イ
playable
メージは
race,
つ
they'll
かんで
save it
もらえ
for
るん
the
じゃない
end.
かなと思います。
Maybe.
And whether or not it will be exactly like the firmament that you're currently rebuilding
If it wants
now,
to be a really good one,
that's up to
I'd
you
be
said,
willing to
but
switch
it'll give you
to
a very
it.
good idea of
Since
what
you weren't
that
here for our
residential
predictions, what do you think?
will look like.
I mean, I don't know.
ちょっと駆け足ではあるんですけど、
Don't know
今
enough
回
about,
6.0 で、ね、
Final Fantasy
実
lore
装
in
さ
order
れ
to
る、
come up
まあ
with
一
any
部
proper
コンテン
predictions.
ツのご紹介、細かいところはまだあるんですけど、また今後ファンフェスでよりね詳しくお伝えできればと思ってます。
Right, so I think we've covered all the types of new content that we can talk about today, though we have lots more to reveal in future shows.
ちょっと大事なですね、この
I'm saying
6.0 から
June.
バトルシステムのメンテナンス
You said
大
fall.
きくちょっとね2項目あるの
Oh,
で、
Yeah,
they're gonna reveal more stuff in May.
But now we want to talk a little bit
okay.
about two important updates and adjustments that we'll be making to the
Okay.
battle system.
当然これまでの拡張パッケージ同様、バトルシステムの細かい調整とかジョブアクションの調整、それから各ねジョブに新しいジョブアクションの実装というのは普通にあります。これは普通にあります。
So, as with previous expansions, there will be a fair deal of fine-tuning when it comes to the battle system, as well as job actions and the addition of new actions.
でそれ以外に重要なお知らせが2つあるので、その2つをお伝えさせていただきま
And
す。
so today, the two announcements that I want to make are completely different from that.
まず1つ目、バトル計算式で使っている数字のデノミネーションというのを行わせていただきます。
So the first big announcement today is that we will be performing a downscaling of the values, the numbers that we use in the calculations.
これはですね、以前の、ライブストリームでちょっとお伝えさせていただいてたんですが、まあこのタイミングで、やることになるのでご承知くださいというふうにお話しさせていただいてました。
So we have discussed
What do you
this,
mean
I
by
have discussed
downscaling
this,
values?
in
Like
previous,
the numbers they use to
letters,
calculate statistics,
and
they're
today I
scaling
want
the
to
numbers
give a
down.
little bit more detail.
Yes, Sam, that does count as a dragon.
やるのかというのをちょっとご説明させていただきますね。
So we want to tell you a little bit about what this entails.
What
and
did we
it
mean
means
by
to-
downscaling
新
values?
生オルゼアのリリース以降、レベル
Like
キャ
the
ップ
numbers
を
they
配合
use
していく
for
限り
calculating
各ジョブの
all the
ベース
battle
ダメージ
numbers
が
are
ガ
is
ンガ
like
ン
being
こう上がってって
downscaled.
ますね。
And so since
So it's a thing we won't really notice
every increase
It's like
physically unless we're counting.
Like for example, instead of like this attack did 1,000 damage, it's like this
まあ
attack
大き
did
なダ
100
メージ
damage.
が出せる
Like,
ってい
I
う
don't
のは
know
まあ
how,
気持ちいいのは確かに気持ちいい。爽快感はあるんですけ
but
ど、
like the entire battle system will be scaling down, so it really won't make much difference. It'll just
扱う
make the
数字が僕
calculation
は大き
simpler.
くなると、すごい様々な問題っていうのが生まれてきてます。
Okay.
So, and I understand that it feels great to dish out a lot of damage to enemies, but after a certain point, it becomes very difficult to easily discern the numbers on the screen, as well as the numbers get
Oh, so
bigger,
they're doing it so
the
that big
potential
numbers
for
don't
other
clutter up the
problems
screen.
increase on the back end.
And to
ま
make
ず
the
こ
calculations
の
from
デ
the
ノミネ
game
ーション
server
させ
side
ていただ
simpler.
く
That
理
makes
由
sense.
の一つ目なんですけど、まあ、バトル計算式は今回変わらないです。メンテナンス調整はあるかもしれないですけど、
1 plus
基本
1
変
equaled
わらない。
3 one time, so we're scaling it down.
So, here are reasons for this downscaling. First thing I want to assure everyone is that we're not changing the formulas, we're changing the numbers that go into the formulas. That is what we're just downscaling.
まあちょっとこれはプログラム的なお話になっちゃうんですけど、扱っているその計算式に入ってくる数字の桁が大きくなるとですね、プログラム上オーバーフローって言って数字が一周
Now,
する
Sam,
みたいな現象
you
が
do have a
起こります
bingo
これ。
on your card.
So this is
I think that's why she was
a
asking.
programming issue, but what happens a lot of
Where is
times
she?
when
Oh, I
numbers
can-
get too big,
She's
What
in
is the
the
part
can
that
cause
she's
she's
overflow
in my
and
she's in my
revert
stream
things,
chat.
back to different numbers, and that can cause a lot of bugs.
でこれなんとか実は今まで出てきたバグでも何件かこれにもう該当するものが出てるんですけど、なんとか 5.1 は無理やりやってきました。
And we've had these problems in the past in the 510X series, and we've been able to patch them in emergency patches, but it's been just barely.
でまあこれ以上数値大きくなると、やっぱパケットのサイズ、皆さんとの通信のやり取りするパケットのサイズを増やしたりとか、そうなるとバグとか遅延っていうのが生まれちゃうので、数字を小さくさせてほしいっていうのがまず理由の一つ目になります。
But again, if data packets continue to increase in size because of these large numbers, it can stress communication loads to the server, and that will end up creating bugs and delays in the game, ruining the experience.
そしてですね、ヘイト計算式というのがもう限界に来ていてですね、扱う数字が大きすぎて、今タンクのヘイトって
Tanks are too good at drawing aggro.
ずっと張り付いてる状態を無理やりこう位置下げたり上げたりっていうのをやってたりするので、もうこれ一周すると数字ゼロになっちゃったりするので、今ちょっと強引な対応している状態で動いてるんですけど、これらも整理させていただきたいと思ってます。
So as far as I understand, it means the amount of damage you're doing will be lessened, but the amount of damage you have to do goes down the same.
Yes, so realistically, nothing's changing. It's just making the calculations simpler on
But
their
it's
end.
creating a lot of problems, and we can see it to the point where it might get so high that it reverts back to 0 and creates even more problems.
It's like we do 100 damage against 1,000 HP, but instead of doing 1,000 damage against 10,000 HP.
あれがもう入り乱れまくると当然描画領域をすごい
Too much flying
これ
text!
もちょっと表示限界に来てます
The next problem
Flying
is
text
that we have
becoming
the
lengthy.
size of the flying text numbers when you deal damage and the number
There's a
appears
lot of
on the screen.
damage.
These numbers are so large that it
It
takes
used
up
to
a lot
be.
of space on the screen, as well as it's starting to affect the graphics rendering.
そしてですね敵の最大ヒッ
Yeah,
トポイン
nerds,
トも
get a
めちゃくちゃな
PC.
数字
Enemy
で
HP is
これ
becoming
も
monstrously
オーバー
high.
フローの原因になってしまう状態になってます
And now with player damage being so high, the boss HP has seen an absurd increase, and this is causing problems as well.
Hey, you're the ones who designed the
ちな
Savage
みにな
Raids.
んですがパッチ5.5次に予定しているパッ
Highest
チ5.5
HP
に
pool
登場
for
するとあるボス
5.5.
の最大ヒットポイント調べてきました
So, to
The end
prove
of
our
the near
point,
raid
we're going
boss,
to show
probably.
you the amount of HP that a certain boss coming in 5.5 has.
こちらです
440 million!
Damn.
4000万かな
440 million HP.
What were they thinking?
まあこの4億4000万を
probably the boss at the end of the near raid.
人たちもまあ大概なんですけど
Well, I'm sure that the Warriors of Light will be able to get this much HP down.
まあ分かったまあでまとめてで何どうなんのっていうのをちょっとじゃあ結局どうなるのっていうのをご説明していきますこれから
So let's talk a little bit about, then we know the problems now. What are we actually going to do to alleviate them?
まずレベル51からレベル80までの
Oh,
数
they're just
値の差っていうのが
reducing
小さくなります
Hmm.
So the first thing we're planning on doing is truncating the character growth from levels 50 to 80.
例えばですけどレベルが1つ上がるとやっぱ適当な数字で言いますよ 5% これまで上昇してたでその 5% の積み重ねでどんどんプレイヤー数字でかくなっていくんですけど、まあ、それをレベル51から80までの間をちょっと圧縮させていただいて、まあ、極端な話を言うと 1% ずつしか強くなりませんみたいな形の調整をさせていただきます
Okay, for example,
Level
again,
like
the
that,
numbers that
then.
I'm going to be giving here are not the exact numbers, but this is just for an example. For example, you have the amount of progress that you make, the amount of that your attributes will go up after gaining one level. Let's say that it will be plus 5%. For levels 50 to 80, taking that from 5% up after each level to, say, 1% up after each level.
まあ、特にヒットポイントとか火力の上昇の差っていうのがこれまでに比べて当然少なくやっぱり感じられてしまうかなと。
And so this will again look like it's affecting player HP as well as the amount of damage that a player deals.
まあなのでちょっとアクション一撃のダメージっていうのがこれまでに比べるとやっぱり数字がちょっと小さくなることになります。
And so what this will appear to look like is that when you deal damage, it will look like your damage has gone down.
でその一方でなんですけど、レベル81から今回ね、6.0 でレベル90までキャップが上がるのでレベル81から90までっていうのはこれまでのと同じ体感の成長度合いじゃないとつまんなくなっちゃうので特に先端にいる皆さんはここの割合成長を感じている割合っていうのは、今までと同じ感覚になるようにするので、改めてレベル51から80までをギュッと圧縮して81から90までの成長を感じていく部分っていうところは、今までと同じようなね成長をね、ギア取り替えたら、強くなったっていうのが、ちゃんと手応えとして出るような形にしていこうと思ってます。
That said, again, if we don't preserve the sense of growth that one might expect from a new expansion, from that raising of the level cap, that could also be problematic. And so what we want to do is we want to maintain that sense of progression between the levels 81 to 90. So while we will be truncating that progress from levels 50 to 80 and compressing that down from level 81 to 90, we will leave it in a position where it will feel the same as it does for every expansion for those final 10 levels, those new 10 levels.
同時にですね、やっぱり経験値の値も今ものすごい数字を扱っているので、経験値のネクストまでの経験値とか、そういった経験値も全体的にギュッて圧縮します。
Experience point values are also becoming too large, and so we'll be lowering them as well. And at the same time, we'll be reducing the amount of EXP needed to level up.
なので次のレベルまでに必要な経験値もギュッて減りますけど、敵からもらえる経験値も減るんで、相対的に感覚は変わらないです。
So again, relatively, it'll be the same. It'll be, however, you'll be getting less experience for defeating an enemy, but it will take less experience to level up.
まあもちろんね、拡張新しく出てキャップ上がるんで、その分のなんだろう、レベルアップしやすさみたいなのはまた調整していきますけど。
And again, we do, as we are releasing this new expansion, we are, going to make it easier to level up, so that is going to remain.
でまあ当然プレイヤーサイドの攻撃力、ダメージとかね、ヒットポイント下がるんだから、モンスターのヒットポイントやダメージっていうのも当然それに応じて小さくなります。
And again, this is not only for the players, because
yeah, that's what they're saying. They're reducing the amount of experience you gain, but also the amount of experience you need.
The same thing for monsters as well.
So you still need.
All this is more for them than it is for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even mind if it makes it easier for them to manage the game.
Yeah, it virtually
It's
means
just a
nothing.
number crunching game.
Yeah, it virtually means nothing to us. All it means is that there will be less numbers on the screen. But we'll still be doing the same amount of progression.
This is the character not getting weaker. The numbers are going down.
So, i.e., if they didn't say anything, nobody would have ever noticed.
I'm sure someone would have gone like, wait, my 1,000 damage attack is only doing like 900 now. Someone in the hardcore rating community would have popped off about it.
みたいなやつに関しては今よりもクリアが難しくなって
As obvious as it may sound, it's good that they went into detail about this.
However, that will be slightly
More of a no surprises sort of ordeal.
That is
something is affected.
Undersized parties. For example, as level 80, going back and playing some of the old content as an undersized party, this may become more difficult.
Playing old content undersized will be more difficult? I don't like the sound of that.
確立している部分もあるからなんとかしたいとは思ってるんですけど、今のところこれでなんとかなるだろうみたいなのがちょっとまだ見つかってないので、まあなんとかできる方法があればとは思うんですけど、ちょっとその
Who said Yoshi P smugly planning to fuck us? I think that's I'm checking that one off.
I don't know, I don't think that really affects us.
I think he's gonna fuck us either way on something, so
we understand this is
that's a gimme.
A large portion of what a lot of players enjoy doing, and so we understand that this is still something that we need to address. As to how we're going to address this, we're still in the process of finding that, and so that's something for the future. Otherwise, we want to, again, reiterate the fact that while the numbers here are going down, the player is not getting weaker. It's all relative.
The player is getting weaker, just the enemies are also getting weaker, so that we end up in relatively the same position.
So
I
just love he leans down and reads the chat.
大体今のレベル80のですね、僕の黒魔同士のファイジャー、530のファイジャーで大体5万キルぐらいダイレクトもクリティカルも入らなければなんですけどダメージ。
So, to give you an example, currently my own player, I'm a black mage at level 80.
He just circled us!
530. If I use Fire 4 with no crit and no direct hit, I deal about 50,000 points of damage.
大体それがですね、1万ぐらいかな。
We expect this to go down to about 10,000.
でまあそこからレベルが上がっていくとまたいつもの拡張のレベル1個ずつ上がっていった強くなった感覚っていうのはやるので、まあ大体5分の1ぐらいだと思ってもらえればと思います。
Of course, this will go up as the level goes up, but think of it as about reduced about 80%, down to about a fifth of what it normally was.
でこれはやっぱり長期運営をやっていく上ではちょっとどうしても避けられないポイントなので、今日冒頭ねお話ししたようにこれからもっともっとファイナルファンタジー14続けていきます。だから今回やったとしてもまた10年ぐらい経つともう1回デノミネーションさせてくださいってタイミングが来てはしまうと思います。でも長く続けていくっていう意思の表れだと思ってご理解いただけると大変助かります。
All right, we get it. Numbers are going down. Move on.
The announcement showcases that we expect Final Fantasy 14 to continue for many, many, many years in the future, and to ensure that we can do that, this is one of the things that we feel that we need to do. And
Of course.
Possibly another 10 years down the road, we might have to do this again. But again, this is basically we're doing this to show you that we're committed to having the lifespan of Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, so this is for the purpose of keeping in mind that so they can keep expanding.
ではもう一つ、システムのお話をし
Kayaks,
ま
the
す。
new expansion
Right,
is
and
called
then we have
Endwalker.
one more battle system.
They're removing belts! Hooray! They're pointless!
申請した時表示がなくなり
They're removing the belt equipment slot that was never useful anyway!
Maybe you remember back from 1.0, we had this item
Removing that, does that
there,
mean
and
that, are those
even
stats
though
gonna
the,
be reflected in
it was
that?
removed graphically,
They'll probably update the stats of everything else to
つい
reflect
に
it.
ですね削除ということになってしまいました。
but the time
I am
for the
okay with this.
Customization options.
is over.
They weren't visually viewable for like ever.
アクセサリーとしてね数値影響っていうのもまあ低いことからとにかくこの
Removing
帯防具っていう
Wait,
人間が
end of an era! End of an era! That's literally end of an era!
I would
The
have
end of the
preferred.
belt era!
I would have preferred they went the other way and like re-added them to being part of visual customization, but fucking fine. This is fine.
So again, as you know,
It just
belts
means,
have
like,
no
less
bearing
things,
on
like,
players'
in
outward
your
appearance.
Less gear to buy.
Stat values
Yeah.
as accessories is really
Less things
negligible.
to spend
And
poetics
they're not-
on.
and because of that,
So
they're not a
are
very
all the
popular
belts
piece of
just
equipment.
going to go poof?
Yeah, they take
Fucking
up the same amount
probably.
of space in our armory chest as other
Are they
equipment.
gonna give us like an item
we
to
even had
compensate
lots
the end of the
fans
belts?
ask us to
I
just stop
imagine the
dropping them
gear
alliance
will
rates
probably be
because
changed to
we don't
reflect
need
it.
them.
I want a
リングはっ
pant
ていう声もね結構
that's just
今聞こえるんですけど
And
指
then
輪
people also complaining, talking about
to
the rings,
commemorate the loss of
指輪も
belts.
すごい検討したんですけど
Stop dropping them in alliance rates, what, your pants because you're no longer wearing belts?
There are some shirts that have belts on them.
I want pants made out of
今回
belts.
はやりませんでした。
And regarding rings,
In the words of
we
Homer
did,
Simpson,
uh,
don't you hate
consider,
belts? Or
this.
don't you hate
We
pants?
also understand that a lot of players, because you can
I
put
do
them on
hate
both
pants.
hands and you can actually
Fuck
graphically
pants.
see them on your players on both hands, we decided that
I'm not wearing
we're going
pants.
to not do
Why?
that this time.
で結局どうなるかっていう説明をしていきます。
So we
Making
need to
it do work.
explain what's going to
Alright, here we
happen
go.
with this removal of belts.
まず 6.0 以降
So they're not removing rings.
帯
No,
防
I think
具
they
は
said they were
装
keeping
備
them
不
the
可
same.
になります。
I mean,
So
rings
at
still
the
show,
beginning,
like,
at
do
the
show
launch
up
of
on some,
6.0,
Yeah.
belts will no longer be
So,
equipable.
At least there's a
そして
visual
装
point
備
to
中のまま6.0を迎え
Oh,
た
so you
場合
have
に
to actually
は
hand
自
your
動的に
belts
外
in.
れて遺失物管理認定 NPC が預かることになります。
So what
I
happens
guess
to
are they
any
gonna,
belts that are
like,
equipped
give, like, are they gonna sell
at
it
the
for
time
dealers so
of
that
that
they
switch
go
over to
to
6.0, these will automatically be unequipped and moved
Oh, they'll
to
be
a calamity
automatically
salvage.
handed over.
リテーナーが装備したままとかいうのも全て遺失物管理人に我々移させていただきますので何かこう無理に急いで準備しなきゃいけないっていうことはないようにさせていただきます。
This includes retainers as well, so there is no need to rush and unequip any belts before that
Okay, so
transition
we
to
don't have to do
6.0.
anything.
Everything will be moved to the Calamity Salvager automatically.
マテリアをね外しておきたい方は外しておいていただ
Oh,
きたい
what
です。
about materia?
However, materia, if you want to remove materia from it, you should do that.
Oh,
before 6.0.
remove all your belt materia now!
各コンテンツから、それからあと交換とかからですね、帯防具一切排出停止となります。
Also, belts will no longer drop from any duties, and they'll be removed from Allegan Tonestone
No belts drop
exchanges.
duties.
じゃあ分かったよと。腰防具なくなるのはもう分かったよと。じゃあその腰防具の35枠どうす
The
るの
35 slots
Okay,
will be
so now that we
reallocated.
know that
Interesting.
the
So we'll have more space for everything else.
what happens to those 35 slots?
Yeah, forget getting another retainer.
There it is.
15枠を主武器に
Oh, they're divided
そして
between
もう
weapons and
15
rings.
枠をリングの方に回してそれぞれを50枠ずつに拡張します。
the plan is currently to take 15 of those 35 empty slots and allocate them to main arms, main weapons.
I am totally down for
Another
weapons
15 will
getting
be allocated
the
to
ring
rings.
slots.
で、おいおい、5枠残ってんじゃねえかよっていうところは、すみません、これからもなんとか枠を拡張していく努力のためにもですね、5枠ちょっと一回リザーブとして僕らに預けてください。
And so there's a lot of people saying, well, wait a minute.
Maybe
15,
for a
16,
blitz
31,
ball?
Other 5 slots. What's going to happen to those? We're going to take those and we're
You
going
can
to
equip
save
5
them
different
for
blitz balls.
in case something happens. So we're going to keep those in reserve for now.
すみません、よろしくお願いします。
Sorry, but thank you.
まあ近づいてきたらね、また詳しくトピックスでお知らせしていこうと思いますので、ぜひチェックしておくようにしてください。
We will have a more detailed explanation of the removal of belts in an upcoming topics.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Give me back my 5 slots.
今日お伝えできる情報というのが少なくなってきたんですが、ここでまあ長期的に作ってきた新しいシステムを最後にお伝えして終わっていこうかなと思ってます。
Right, so we're nearing the end of our announcement showcase, but we have one more system-related thing that we'd like to talk about that we've been working on for a long time.
One more.
こちら。
Data center travel?
という仕組みを現在開発中
What? Alts are dead!
これはですね、今ファイナル
Dogs and cats living together pandemonium.
Alts are dead!
遊びに行く
No, they already
テレポ
explained
という仕組み
pandemonium.
がありますが、
Mass hysteria.
So all of you know about the current system that we have that allows players to
Oh my god, that's amazing!
それをですね、まあちょっと全くそれと同じ機能というのは
I can hang out with Drac!
不可能なので、一旦ログアウトは必要なんですけど、キャラクター選択画面から他のデータセンターへ遊びに行くっていう新しい仕組みを今回、開発中です。
So while this won't work exactly the same way as the
Actually,
world
there's no
visit system, we
I
hope
could do- I
that
could
it
play
can
with
be
Marie now.
similar. Although
I think they said you have to log out to do it.
changing the system outside of the game and then logging back in.
Yeah. Okay, that's
そ
fine.
の代わり他のデータセンターへ遊びに行った場合に、フリーカンパニー
That's
とか
amazing.
チャットができないというちょっと、ワールドカンテレポよりは制限が強いんですけど
So you're cut off from your
友
free
達に
company
会い
when
に
you
行ってパ
move
ーティーを
though.
組んでコンテンツへ行くみたいなことっていうのはできるの
Free
で
company?
また改めて詳細にできることできないことっていうのの一覧がまとまったら皆さんにお伝えしていこうと思います。何はともあれデータセンターを超えて友達のところへ遊びに行けるシステムだと思ってください。
And so there will be a lot of restrictions with this, possibly even more than there are currently with the world visit system. However, this will allow players to move freely to other data centers temporarily and party up with their friends, take screenshots, have a lot of fun.
Oh, that's
結構
so
経
good.
済どうなるのって方いらっしゃいますけど、ワールドカンテレポの時も皆さんそう言ってたんですけど、実害ほぼないので、ちゃんとシミュレーションをします。ご安心ください、ぜひね。
Better hope that their servers
So
are
there are some
working
people
with
that might be worried about what effect this might have on data center and world economies. There was the same worry back when right before we started the world visit system as well, but it turns out that the effect was negligible. And of course, we're going to be doing some simulations to make sure that that's the case here, but we don't feel that it will affect adversely the economies.
The economy.
さて、まあ大体これですね、ようやく終わりが見えたか
All
な。
right,
Crystal
so I think
equals
that
kick.
is pretty much all that we have today. Pretty much.
ちょっと待って待って
Hold on.
ちょっと
Hold
待
on.
ってよ
Oh,
なんか知ってる人の声する。
I think I've heard
Of
that
course they're
voice
gonna do
before.
もう一つ
what now?
何かですね皆さんにお知らせしてないことがある
Who's
んじゃ
this
ないの
guy?
Ah.
Forgetting something important to tell
Eh?
our players?
重要なお知らせですよ重要なお知らせ
Something really important.
社
MC
長
Poopy Pants.
It's the CEO.
はいあれを
Oh,
表
it's
示
the
して
chief.
これ
Show it
よ
on the
ろしく
screen.
お願いします
え
what do we got?
何
PS5.
あ
That's not surprising. We already knew that was
Okay.
happening.
PS5 版のオープンベータ
Open beta.
オープンベータはい
4月13日から開始します
I guess I gotta buy a
The Final
PS5.
Fantasy XIV
Open
PlayStation
beta,
4
April
version
13th.
Open beta will begin
Cool.
on Tuesday, April 13th.
いや、ねえじゃないですよ。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on here?
ね、いよいよ PS5 版のオープンベータが開始します。
The PlayStation 5 version open beta will begin soon.
これ次のパッチと同じ日なんでしょ？
And this is the same day as the next patch, right?
Oh, that's when 5.5 drops!
Say that.
言ってなかったんだっけ？
It just spoiled the release date for 5.5! April 13th!
We haven't mentioned the release date for 5.5 yet. That was.
ああ、そう。
You best!
だけど、まあいいよね。
Oh, it's
Was
a
this
year.
planned or did he actually just get
So
trolled?
it's on the same day.
この日にやります。
well, fuck it.
ちょっと準備を一生懸命やっ
I'm
て
the
きた
president. I can do whatever I want.
Make it happen or you're
We've
fired.
been working on it, yes, but.
それともう一つね、大事なせっかくだからね、
Got a couple months to catch
PS5 版
up.
の動画持ってきたので、ぜひ皆さんに見てもらいましょうよ。
I actually brought some footage of this PlayStation 5 version.
はい、じ
Oh,
ゃあ流してくだ
he
さい。
has
お願い
something
しま
in the
す。
show.
Play the video.
Blitzball.
I mean, what can they possibly add to it?
Graphical updates?
It just comes with G-Shade.
Yeah, super soon, but like play one more game.
I play on a PC SSD already, so this is already a thing for me.
Damn.
Ooh, 4K.
Guess I'm buying the expansion on PS5 first.
More dragons!
Oh.
April 13th.
Okay.
しかもパワポ用意されてんだよな。
Oh, and you even
こ
did
れ
Nice.
す
PowerPoint.
ごいんでしょこれ。
I heard it's quite
PS5
amazing.
still possible to get?
いやいやいやいや。
No idea.
Kind of.
いいんですけど。
It is amazing, but
じゃあパワポ出ちゃってるんで僕
Hey, we've been made a
ざっ
PowerPoint.
くり説明させていただこうと思い
okay,
ます。
since we have here to
よ
have
ろ
a
しくお願いしま
PowerPoint,
す。
let's go and talk about it.
まずですね、今回 PS5 版
You kinda threw me under the bus there,
4K さ
boss.
せていただ
I
いており
feel
ま
like
す。
this was played
So
up.
first off,
This was
the
intended.
PlayStation 5 version will be featuring full 4K resolution support.
そしてね、今ちょっと動画の方でもご覧いただきましたが、あれまあ PS5 版
Further
そのものから
graphical
キャ
improvement
プ
made
チャ
to
ー
the
してい
game
る
in
映像になり
subsequent
ます
updates.
が、まあ、超高速ロード PS5 売りですね。
That's how an ongoing game works.
あれ実測タイムなので、
Not because it's either mentioning all the
エリア
PS5
チェンジできるようになり
specs.
ます。
So the video that you just saw, that was actual PlayStation 5 footage. And so you
What's
saw
the
there
PlayStation
the
5?
teleport and the quick loading time on the teleport. That is, again, one of the PlayStation 5's main selling points. That is the actual speed at which players will be able to teleport.
そしてですね、フレームレート、当然ですね、PS5 の、性能非常にパワフルなので、それを生かしてですね、フレームレートを大幅向上させていただいてます。
As you know, the PlayStation 5 is an extremely powerful system, and that will help us significantly improve the frame rate for the PlayStation 5 version.
ですので、今回、用途に分けてまたオプション設定増やしていこうと思うんですが、PS5 の場合は、もう 4K でとにかくグラフィックス至上主義で遊びたいよっていうモードと、
So currently we're planning to have two different modes for the PlayStation 5 version. One mode being the 4K version, where those players that want to play Final Fantasy XIV at its most beautiful.
2K とか解像度を下げてもいいからとにかくフレームレート爆速でド安定で遊びたいんだっていう人の、モードとこれリアルタイムにスイッチできるんで切り替えて
You'll be able to switch in real time between
And then
4K
the
and higher
second
frame
mode that
rate.
we have planned is our full HD 2K mode that focuses more on frame rate and optimizing that frame rate. And players will be able to go into config
So
and
you can
change
swap
that in real
between
time in the PlayStation
4K
5
and
version.
higher frame rate.
PS4 版発売された時も
Interesting.
覚えてらっしゃる方いらっしゃると思うんですがパッチを当てるたびにですね PS5 バージョンに PS5 ならではの特性を入れたアップデートっていうのも行っていく予定です。
And as we did when we first released our PlayStation 4 version, we plan on continuing to make improvements to the PlayStation 5 version over a series of patches.
はい、そんな感じです。
So yeah, that's about it.
Wine-filled tanker truck tipped over on
What's the
Highway
price going to
401.
be?
これどうなの？
じゃあちょっと、まあ、ちょっとじゃあ僕から社長に1個お願いがあるんですけどいいですか？
Okay.
いいですよ。
So I have something to ask of you since you're here today.
It's the price for the expansion or the PS5 version?
PS5 version.
Okay, so this is what I want to do, and I want you to take a look at this and see if it's okay.
ファイナルファンタジー14の
PS4 gets to upgrade to PS5 for free.
Sick.
は、まあ、
Nice.
正式サービス始まった
Super
ら
nice.
課金払ってくれ
I
て
know
る
they've
な
been
ら
doing that with
もう
like the
その
sports
まま
They
PS5 で
definitely did that with the
遊べちゃっていいんじゃ
PS3
ない
and
ですか
PS4
って
upgrade, if I
い
remember
う
right.
風にしたいんですけど僕的には。
So
I think you'll
basically
just
what
be
I
hard
want to
pressed
do
to
is
find
that
anyone that's going to do a paid
anyone
upgrade
that
because
has
everyone's doing
a
theirs for
registered
free.
license for the
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 version.
The,
I want
the
them
real
to
payment is getting the
play the
console
beta
now.
version, and once the beta version ends and
And
we
of course
begin
the
our
subscription.
official service, as long as you're paying that monthly fee, to be able to upgrade immediately to the PlayStation 5 version.
だから簡単に言うと今 PS4 で遊んでる皆さんはそのまま PS5 でも遊べちゃい、まあ簡単に言うとまあそういう風にしたいんですけどどうですかね。
And I want players to be able to, those playing the PS4 version, to be able to basically, move over to that PlayStation 5 version without having to do anything.
ああ、それはね、
Except
いい
get
ア
a
イデア。
PS5.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
ね
I like
皆
the,
さ
I
んの
like
た
the
めですから。
translator girl on the
ぜひ
side.
これでいき
So
ま
the
しょう。
camera's like
So
cutting
it's
off.
for our players. Let's go with this.
ね、
社長太っ腹。
Wow. Thank you.
ね、これもぜひ、皆さんのためにぜひ、PS5 版、試してプレイしてみてください。よろしくお願いします。
Yes, so we are doing this for our players. Please look forward to the PlayStation 5 version.
すごい社長を持ち上げる声がすごいですよ。いやこれというわけで今私決済取れましたんで PS4 版のお持ちの方は追加のもう費用なく PS5 版にもうアップグレードしていただけるというふうに確約取れましたんでもうそれでいこうと思います。
So you heard it here. We got permission from the CEO himself. Those who have the
This
PS4
totally
version
wasn't
and the registered
pre-planned.
license will be able to upgrade to the PS5
When are you
version
gonna
without
announce
any
another
charge.
front mission?
なので今 PS4 版の権利をお持ちの方はもう PS5 版のファイナルファンタジー14のパッケージも買っていただかなくて大丈夫です。
So those of you with that registered license and the PS4 version will not need to purchase the PlayStation 5 package.
ですのでもうなんとか本体だけ手に入れてください。
You won't need to buy the PlayStation 5 package, but you'll still need to try to find a PlayStation 5.
はい。まあPS5 にね合わせたグラフィックスのさらなる機能の追加とかっていうのは順次アップデートしていきますのでそちらも楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。
And as we mentioned before,
Yeah, that's
we
the
plan to
problem.
continue updates to the PlayStation 5 version, improving graphics, improving performance with future patches.
When do they gonna stop supporting the PS4? That's the
社
question.
長からですね世界中の光の戦士の皆さんに一言ぜひねご挨拶を改めてお願いしま
So
す。
let's get a few words from our CEO before he leaves.
はい、改めまして、皆さんこんにちは。スクエアエニックスの松田
Let's
で
get
す。
everyone together for
Hello
a nice
everyone,
shore
this
weekend.
is Yosuke Matsuda from Square.
今日はファイナルファンタジー14新情報発表会ご視聴いただきありがとうございます。
Thank you very much for tuning in to Final Fantasy XIV Announcement Showcase.
ここまでいろいろなたくさんの情報がありましたが、今のPS5 のオープンベータ、それからこれからもまた情報があるようですので、ぜひ最後まで楽しんでご
My
覧ください。
body is ready.
Well, as you saw today, including this PlayStation 5 version, a lot of new information was revealed today. Please enjoy to the very end of this presentation.
そしてファイナルファ
Enjoy
ンタ
to
ジ
the
ー
very end.
皆様のおかげで
But
10年
hold on a minute.
ここまでやってこれました。本当にありがとうございます。
And Final Fantasy XIV has managed to continue for 10 long years thanks to you, all the players around the world.
そして、吉田が先ほど言いましたように彼はこれからもファイナルファンタジー14を率いていきます。そして開発チーム一同ゲームをもっともっと盛り上
very good, Yoshida-san. You have pleased me. You may continue to
よ
live.
ろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
And as Yoshida himself mentioned, he will keep working on this title. He will keep leading this title.
If he wants to live.
He will keep working hard to make more progress.
Tell me of this
Game,
magic
so
you speak.
Please look forward to it.
はい、スクエアエニックス代表取締役社長の松田洋介でした。社長ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
Yosuke Matsuda, our president and CEO of Square Enix.
I hear the gold saucer theme.
やれやれ発表されてね、
やれやれ
しまいましたけど、
That's his theme of when he's leaving and coming in.
楽しみにしてください。
Yeah, we weren't expecting to announce
He
that
secretly
today,
is
but
Vanderbilt.
we'll be releasing the PlayStation 5 version very soon.
That's
So
actually
please
who
look
he
forward
was
to it.
based off
まあ、
of.
オープンベータとかね、詳しい詳細またトピックスでお知らせしていきます。基本的には本体持ってればすぐに遊べるとイメージしておいてもらえれば大丈夫かと思います。
More information about the open beta will be revealed in an upcoming topics. But long story short, if you have that PlayStation 4 version and the PlayStation 5, you'll be able to play it almost immediately once the beta begins.
すみません、ちょっと時間をオーバーし気味ですが、本日の新情報発表会はここまでとさせてください。ただ、まだまだ隠しネタが存在する行月のフィナーレ、エンドウォーカーですが、次の情報公開、ファンフェスで行っていこうと思います。
All right, and so we're already over our time limit here, and while we still have a lot of information to talk about, we're going to leave that for future events and the fan festival. So we have one more thing to show you.
こちら。
Oh, they do it.
2021年5月15日、16日、2日間で行うアラウンド・ザ・ワールドと題して全世界グローバルに向けたデジタルファンフェスティバルをやっていきます。
Is it?
So our final announcement today is about the Final Fantasy Fan Festival
I would count
2001,
on
our
that,
digital
yeah.
fan festival around the world, which will be held on May 15th and 16th this year.
Was this always a convention?
It was always been an in-person convention, but thanks to COVID, it's now a
ファンフェスを
digital
やっ
one.
ていこうと思います。もちろん、
Where was it always held?
I don't know.
音楽のステージも2日間しっかり用意してやっていこうと思ってます。
And
I
just
live
like
on that
all
world.
our live Final Fantasy Fan Festivals, we plan to have 2 days
But they told us
full
we're
of
going to the
content,
moon.
including live concerts.
Well, next expansion.
まあもちろんデジタルな
Wouldn't it be cool
の
if they held
で
it in the
全世
game?
界に配信もしますし、まあ可能であれば リアルで集まってもらえる方には来てもらうっていうのも考
And they
え
just
たい
like
です
warp you to
し、
the new areas.
僕らもそこだけじゃなくてちょっとねゲームの中でも
And
み
like
た
they
い
have
な
a big jump
感じ
button
で
and
丸
everything.
2日間モニターとか
Fortnite
ゲーム
did?
を通して14を楽しめるファンフェスをやっていこう
I
と思っ
think
て
so.
ます。
I don't know.
And while we're planning to have this fan festival again online,
Yeah.
so all players all around the world can attend. Possibly even players that are here in Japan might be able to attend in person. We'll see if that is allowed. But we want to have a full 2 days filled with a Final Fantasy experience, packed with content, and have it feel like an in-game type of event.
That's Saturday and
そしてで
Sunday.
すね、
Sunday,
ライブ
yeah.
ストリームで世界中にと言いました。ですので、もうすべて音楽
Stream
コンテンツ含めて
everything free
今
of
回は
charge.
すべて無料で視聴していただけるようにします。
Nice.
And so, because again,
So
it
there's
is
no
going to be
cost to
online,
look at
we want
everything.
to tell everyone that
That's
this
nice.
stream, in its entirety, including the concert, will be free.
まあもちろんだ
That's
から、
amazing.
まあプライマ
See, I need a
とかあ
dual
るのかな
monitor
まあ
setup
そう
for
いっ
that
た
shit.
音楽ステージとかも、ストリーム無料でお届けしていこうと思ってます。
So a lot of people out there are thinking there'll be, for example, a Primals concert. If there is, it will be streamed live.
Hell yeah,
for
Primal's
free.
concert.
まあ、ただちょっと注意点、音楽にはいろんなゲストの方とかいらっしゃるので、アーカイブからは映像がね残らないようにするかもしれないので、ぜひですねリアルタイムに視聴していただけると大変助かります。
Just one thing though about the live performances, because it does involve people that are not affiliated with Square Enix, there is a chance that after the stream, while the stream is free, after the stream, it might not be archived. So make sure that you catch the stream in real time.
なんかコメントでですね、太っ腹すぎて心配なんだよなって。
They're worried that we're giving too much.
払ってもいいんだぞって書いてくださっ
Some
てる方
people
が
are even saying that, oh, we're willing to pay.
そういった方はですね、ぜひこ
I'm
の
willing
フ
to
ァン
pay.
フ
Yeah,
ェス
don't
記
give
念
them any
配
bad
置を
ideas.
購
So then
入
just
してい
put
ただ
up
け
a
ると
donation
助かり
button.
ます。
So those of you who are willing to pay, we have something for you to pay for if you like.
Woo!
This, of course, this is not required.
There it
If you would
is!
like-
There it is!
前回
The
ね
lunar whale!
クラウドのペンリルってバイクファンフェス
New
で
cash
販
up
売開始しましたが今回
No, no,
の
commemorative!
という
Commemorative! Which means if you attend the event, you get it!
させていただく
For
予定です
free?
So as you remember,
Maybe.
with, our
You
last
said you have to
festival,
pay for
we
something.
had
Oh, yeah, because it said if you want to pay for
like
something.
Fenrir.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's okay!
Fan Festival, we're
Oh,
planning to
I'm
have
buying
this
the
mount.
shit out of that.
Fuck yeah! Make it a 4-man and you got me!
私のデザインをちょっと
We're
再現しており
whalers
ま
on
す
the moon.
Actually,
Throws
used,
money at it.
Because of course this is gonna be a mountain if we're going to the moon! Just like FF4! I
じゃ
called
あして
it!
るので動画をお持ちしました
Now we can
Actually,
be a
this has
pot of
already been
whale.
completed, and so we have a video to show you. Take a look at
Ooh, a
it.
video!
Of the whale?
I think so. 4-man! 4-man! 4-man!
Watch there be a male Fiera in it. That'd be the ultimate troll.
Honey? Ooh.
Holy shit.
Trigger my ride.
Maybe it's a 2-man?
No fucking way.
Oh my god, it's an 8-man! It's an 8-person mound! You can carry your whole party!
Oh my fucking god.
Holy shit!
I swear you guys are busting a load.
Whoa!
It's like a flying battleship.
Oh my
No one look! No one look! You haven't been there yet!
No one
I'm dead.
Oh my god!
Did anyone see that big honking crystal?
ファイナルファンタジー
Yeah.
4初のついに8人乗りマウント
That I think that's in
So, as you saw
Vanillin.
in the video, this is Final
That was a
Fantasy
big
XIV's
honking
first
crystal in there,
ever
though.
8-person mount.
はいでさらに
An
ですね
8-person
このファンフェ
mount, now
ス
they're
記
really
念してもう一種アイテムが
You
ござい
can
ます
carry your
We
whole
also have
party
one more
around!
type of, item
New
available.
minions!
Actually, three.
FF4
まあ今
minions!
回ね行月のフィナーレ
Yeah!
好きに絡んでいるということでファイナルファンタジー
Oh, the
4
radio one is so
オ
cute!
マージュエッセンスっていうのもいろいろ期待できるかなと思うんですが、その4からミニオンとしてエッジ、ローザ、リディアの、ミニオンがファンフェス記念として発売となります。
I
And because a big
can
part of the
believe, but I
Endwalker story
can't believe
focuses
Right?
on
on
the moon,
whale.
we decided to go the route of Final Fantasy IV, which also took place
Holy
somewhat on the
fuck,
moon,
man.
and take characters from there and create minions from them. We have
I don't
Edge,
have enough
Rosa, and
sentimentality towards 4.
どちらも
I actually
ファンフェスティ
beat
バル
4 like
ファ
a
ンフェスティ
year
バ
or
ル
so
の開
ago.
催5月15日から販売スタ
I
ートの
wonder
予
how
定
they
です。どう
gonna
ぞ
have
よ
this
ろし
much
くお
gonna
願
spend to
い
get
し
the
ます。
whale.
We plan to have them available for purchase.
I
on the
wanna
same
say I
day,
don't
the
care.
first day of the Final
Let's
Fantasy
keep in
Fan
mind that the
Festival on
4-man
May
mount,
15th.
the
Please
chocobo
look
carriage,
forward
was about 40
ファンフェスの
bucks.
情報もね、今日この
I
後の
don't care. I'd pay up to
またちょっと触れ
$60
てい
for
こ
it
うと
right this moment.
Right?
Regarding the fan festival, we have a little bit more information to give you, and we plan on doing that in the letter from the producer live that is coming up after this showcase.
Yeah, even after this is done, they're going to be previewing 5.5 later
これで
tonight.
今日お伝え
Oh,
で
there's
き
still
る内
things
容
I could
は
check off, I
全て
guess.
出し切りました。
And with that, we are way over our time limit, but I think we're finally finished.
But
But one more thing.
いやー、こう大変だったね。ごめんね。
That was, yeah.
Yoshi's sweating.
いやー、皆さんも本当にありがとうございます。
Yoshi is sweating. Look at him.
それではですね、ハイデリンゾディアーク編のその衝
Probably
撃のラス
mistaken when there's no one
ト、
there.
ぜひそれをですね、震えてお待ちいただけたらと思います。
With
Well, there's lights
Endwalker,
in
we're
his face.
finally approaching the climax of the story of Hydaelyn and Zodiark. So, please look forward to it.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Ooh,
Man,
there's
did I
some
get
art.
my money's worth for the one that says please look forward to it on my bingo card?
Yeah, there's some art. Ireland and Zodiac.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's probably the
ちょ
box!
っとね、これ補足ですが、天野先生、天野義孝先生に書いていただいた
If there is
今
a
回のエンドウォーカーのイメージイラスト。
When they eventually sell the
So this is
expansion.
actually the last thing that we have.
Can you even pick it
Here's
up in
some
store?
artwork that we had especially created for us by the master Yoshitaka Amano.
まあどちらが善でもどちらが悪でもないと天地、逆にもできるようなデザインでぜひお願いしますというので結構無茶な僕ね注文天野先生にお願いしたんですけど。
Wow, so
When
that's
we went
Zodiac.
to Amano Sensei to ask him to create this for us, we told him that we wanted something that was, whether you looked at it from the top or the bottom, it would be you have a different sort of image, that there is no good, there is no bad, there is no dark, there is no light. And I think he did a
Do you
very good
have all
job.
the expansions box, did
ま
There was only
ぜひですね、このアートにも仕掛けいろい
You
ろあ
have
り
all
ます
the。
ストーリ
expansions in the
ーク
box?
リアした時に見ると
No,
ま
I
た
don't
ちょっ
have
と
any
印象変わるのかな
physical
とも思いますんで、
editions.
ぜひこれらも含めて全力でこれから、進めていこうと思いますので、どうぞ楽しみにお待ちください。
Actually, I
In
do have
this,
the PS3
illustration,
box
there's
for
a
Realm
lot of
Reborn.
Stuff hidden about
I've
the
seen
story. You can take a look at it now and speculate. We also would like you to maybe take another look at it after you've completed the story, and it'll take on a different light and show you things that maybe you hadn't seen before. So we really will enjoy the art and hope you do too.
Hydaelyn was the true
改め
villain.
まして全世界の光の戦士の皆さん、本当に長い時間最後までご視聴ありがとうございました。
Right, to all of our warriors of light
They're
watching
probably
us from
fucking
around the
tired or
world,
some shit.
thank you for staying with us for
Well,
so
they're
long.
not done because they're gonna do the
ただ
live
しこ
letter.
の後日本時間午後3時
Start
から
right away?
今度はプロデュースさ
I
れたライ
think
ブが
it's
ござい
1
ます
a.m.
の
our
で
time.
そちらでまた後ほどお会いしましょう。
But we're
I'm
not
staying
done
up
yet
for it.
because in just
Yeah.
a couple hours at 3 o'clock Japan Standard Time, we have the letter from the producer live where we talk all about 5.5.
はい、ありがとうございま
There's
した。
still a few chances of check marks on that. All right. So who would like to hear? Sam's card, according to my calculations, let's have Sam come on. I want to talk to Sam about.
Yeah, Sam,
Sam,
hop in.
Sam, hop in, Sam. Because I got 2 bingo cards, my bingo card and Sam's bingo card. The orb being a blitzball. Sam, come in, Sam. Come into the chat. We want to hear your voice. Where are you at?
Sam Lamb.
Santa Land.
Central Thamalan.
Central Samaland.
Yep.
Sam Lamb.
All right, I'll go over this in a second. I'm gonna pee real quick.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple hours. Why don't we just play the game for a bit?
Yeah, we can do that.
And then when it comes back, we can just ball out.
I'm gonna go play other games. But I'll probably be back for the other thingy.
Hey,
I'm gonna go play FF4. Hey, there she is. Tommy's
Hey,
went to the bathroom.
so moon whale, am I right?
moon whale. I can't believe Thomas was just go be fucking whale to the moon.
Yep.
There's literally like, how are you gonna get to the moon?
Fucking
Put in a
eight.
moon whale.
Fucking
Ichi
eight
was
men
like-
out.
Ichi was like about to cry.
I get like, it
For
came
a
out the
fucking
8-person mount, and I was like, I don't have 8 people to bring on this fucking mount.
And that's
The
the thing.
good news is you will never run out of people to bring on the amount.
Yeah, just everyone have a more.
See, that's the thing. We're all gonna buy something. We're all gonna have the whale, and then but we're not gonna like have 7 guys.
Get on my mount. No, get on my mount.
I'm not buying the fucking.
We're using my whale today. Hey, if we
I
end up.
haven't worked out the money for a chunky chocobo by now. I'm not
All
buying
right.
a fucking moon whale.
Sam, according
Yes.
to my calculations, you got a bingo on your card.
Where?
We have a new race that isn't sexy. You didn't specify it
Yeah.
was a player race. It was the elephants. They freaked
Yeah.
me out, and they aren't sexy.
Yeah.
No.
2, a new primal that looks weirdly sexy. Anima has always been sexy because
No.
they're the primal of bondage. I don't care if you you don't have to cross it off on your version.
Seymour's
My
mom
card-
has
yes.
got it going on.
There were several big dragony boys
There
in
was.
several of those videos. They announced end of an era at least 3 times. One
Yeah.
for the end of the Zodiac, one for the end of the belts, and one for the end of the 10-year period.
Yeah.
And you also have Blitzball T, but it's like not significant.
Yeah,
exactly.
He saw
The
that
only
people were
one
asking
I'm
for
on
it.
The fence, the only thing I'm on the fence for is about the primal looking sexy, and I'm
They're
trying to
also-
argue with the people in the contest. I'm like, well, if you're creative enough, I'm trying to say, if I can find Rule 34 fucking art of Anima being sexy, I think I should win.
Also, there was a shot of one of those dungeons, and at the end of the dungeon, there was a big-breasted,
Yes.
topless woman with 2 heads.
Yeah.
That's sexy primal.
But we don't know
Okay.
that she's a primal.
True.
It could be.
On
but-
my sheet, I got 3 bingos.
3 bingos. You did actually clean up really fucking good, though.
Warrior of Light, not Ardbert, looking emo.
Yep.
On
Yep.
the moon, no doubt. Asians are canceled because they said this is the end of the
Yep.
Asian thing.
I agree.
Free space.
Yeah.
New job class, but not the one you want. We didn't get. I've not heard anyone say Sage in any of the stuff they wanted.
I agree with you on that.
New cash shop stuff they know we will buy. The whale.
Yep.
Now that's bingo number 1. Bingo number 2. Someone we knew wasn't dead is in fact not dead.
That's
Pick
right. Yeah.
one of 3 possible characters that could be. Male Vieiras still not a thing.
So I was reading the chat, and someone said that if you paused it at one of the scenes, there was a male Vieira, and I beg to differ. I do not think you could see a male.
You know what? I'll
someone...
let go with this one. If somebody can prove there was a male Vieira, I will remove that.
Someone better give us the screenshot or the time code. Also, hi V.
Yeah. So again, we have new job class nobody wanted as intersex.
Yeah.
Blitzball, no, fine. M-game dungeons, most people will never see.
Yeah. I agree. I honestly think you cleaned up real good.
The next one, to be pleased, they did show stuff from the Nier raid. Big honking
they were
crystal.
just referencing it, but yeah.
Yeah. Big honking. Well, I'm just let's talk about Nier.
Yeah.
Big honking crystal. Take your pick. There were 30 of them in that. There's crystals everywhere.
There was a shot of the whale flying in Thanalan near the orange crystals.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big honking crystal. Again, new cash shop stuff they know would buy. Nothing we wanted. There was nothing that we were asking for specifically that they gave us.
Yeah.
Everything
was class. I would say a lot of people wanted a healer class.
I'm going that it was nothing that people were
We didn't get apothecary or necromancer.
That's pretty much what I'm at. And then no Vieiras except for in-game footage. The only Vieiras you saw were in the trailer for the in-game trailer for the getting on the ride.
One of the artworks for Sage was a Vieira.
Yeah.
No, but what we're talking about is that means no Vieiras in the cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
There was a Vieira in the PS5 preview.
Yes, but that was in-game footage.
Yeah.
What he means is no Vieiras in the cinematics.
Right. That's fair.
So that's 1 bingo on Sam's card and 3 bingos on my card.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I definitely think every time I was like, oh man, Tom's really cleaning up.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the sexy anima one. I feel like that's a stretch.
Someone will fuck it.
B, did I find you on YouTube?
Okay, anima is literally meant to describe BDSM. Anima basically chained themselves up to punish their power. That's pretty sexy.
I'm not gonna kink shame.
I will.
Speaking of kink shaming, I gotta go.
Shame!
Wait.
Someone else almost got bingo, but the reason that they didn't was we get to see a sexy Thancred. And Thancred never showed up, and that's why they lost their bingo.
Yeah. I have Thancred, screen time for the ladies. Thancred wasn't even mentioned. Oh, Sam, I'm about to prove you're sexy primal.
Oh, God.
What about Heidelin? Remember that picture at the end?
Is she a primal?
Yep.
She did look pretty sexy.
Heidelin is a primal by every definition set forth by the Ascians. She and Zodiark are the elder primals. So you don't want to take anima, take Heidelin in that sexy Amano art at the end.
Yeah, that art at the end.
And if you don't, take sexy Zodiark. He has been referred to as a primal many times.
That's true. I am arguing with them, don't worry.
Yeah, it's like, I'll get it. Just you wait and see.
I now have a work call to deal with, so I have to cut the stream off here.
Okay,
bye. I will continue to make jokes with Sam. Hey, Sam.
Okay, bye.